Oh, we're muted. I muted you because
No. Yeah. All right, we should be good now. Everybody good? Now audio. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. Wondered what we were saying. I was saying hello to everybody, and that Joanna is here for the first few minutes of the stream.
We had
here.
muted because our baby was here, and we didn't want anybody to have to hear the yelling like backstage.
Yeah, but all I basically said was, we had our daughter Sophia back in December, so things have been crazy, but I do want to have Joanna on the channel more as we get more accustomed to life with a newborn, and she's been fantastic, by the way. Oh, thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. A lot of great people here in the chat already this evening, so welcome on in. This is going to be a fantastic stream. We've actually been working on this and putting this in motion for the last 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm very excited and very grateful to have 4 different fellow Lego YouTubers joining us this evening. And we're going to be talking about, how can we compete and keep up in this ever-changing social media landscape when it comes to creating Lego content. And this stream actually turned out even better than I had originally planned, because we have small creators, medium creators, and large creators that are going to be joining us. So we get all different perspectives. Everybody's got different Lego and YouTube and content creating journeys, and I'm super excited to get feedback from everybody. And I think this could be a great opportunity for building relationships, not only with other creators, but allowing you guys as the viewers to give feedback directly to us as the creators, and hopefully we can make more content that you guys want to see. So tries to do 3 push-ups now. I did a couple push-ups, a couple months ago, so I think I'm all right.
I don't know. I don't know if remember you were gonna thank him in case he sent out the push notification. You were gonna say it on.
Oh yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for reminding me. So I do want to thank Jay Sparrow. He has developed this app called WhatFig, which maybe some of you guys have heard of before. It's an amazing app. I've used it a ton, where you can literally you download it on your phone. And I believe it's available for iOS and Android, and you can scan any single minifigure, any random minifigure that you have, and it will tell you where it came from, whether it came from a set, if it was a promo fig, or sometimes I've even gotten figs where it'll tell me where the torso is from, and then it doesn't know where the legs are from. And that's just because it's the wrong legs, or it's just a common pair of legs.
So those of you who got the notification that we were live from that app, because he did say he was going to send a push notification, thank you guys so much for coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got some great and on top of that, thank you for reminding me, because Jay Sparrow has been tremendously supportive of the channel, and we're very grateful to him and so many other people here in the community.
Did you put the name of the app in the description?
I did not, so I need to do that.
I got you.
Mock Guinness is here. He says you've been doing a great job with the videos, guys. Thank you so much, Mock Guinness. It has been challenging getting some of the content out with a newborn, but I think we've been managing. We've been managing, sacrificing sleep here and there, but we've been getting it done. We are very lucky enough to have a fantastic baby. Sophia is the best. Down under, what's going on, Steven? He has been a channel member now for 5 months. There are so many great channel members in the house tonight, including Mock Guinness, who we just highlighted. But Steven has been a channel member for a while. We're so grateful to him, all the way from Australia. Steven, you will be excited. We actually have a Lego YouTuber from your neck of the woods joining us later this evening. He says, my favorite people, family, talking about my favorite stuff is cool. That's always the dream, right? Finding people that we enjoy interacting with, who talk about the things that we are passionate about and love. We got Rio in the house. Rio is actually going to be joining us as our first guest here very shortly, so we're very excited to have him here on the stream this evening. Velvet, it is going to be a fun time. We're very grateful to this community, and I'm hoping that this can be like a semi-annual live stream that we can do every 3 to 6 months or something, and have some other creators on here and get to know more people here in the community. Whoa, I had this open in the back tab, forgot about it. Suddenly music out of nowhere. It wasn't until the talking I figured out what was going on. Well, hello to you, 765-987-000. I'm not sure if that number is meaningful or anything. Hopefully it's not your social security number, but I'm glad to have you in the stream. So welcome. We got Essie Mom in the house. We also got Jonathan. Welcome to both of you guys.
She's enjoying her Saturday, in case you wanted to know what that said, because it was in Spanish.
It was in Spanish. I was waiting for the subtitles.
You were like, oh, hello.
There was no translate button.
It's okay. I translated it for you.
My in real life translator here. Mr. Fluffy, now a channel member, celebrating their 1 month anniversary.
So people know what they look like.
Yeah, we do need to update the channel member board. It's been a while. Things have been crazy. We Yeah, we're not going to be updating it today. Today is just like the special event community live stream, but we will be updating it when we do our. I've been saying this for months. We do owe you guys a regular channel update live stream.
We'll try to do it middle of April.
Middle of April. Yeah, right around when taxes are due. We will try to do it middle of April. So yeah, these are all of our glorious channel members. There's even a few of you guys who haven't gotten your monochrome figure yet. We will make sure that you guys are properly thanked and recognized for your support. You can use your anniversary super chat that you get every single month to highlight how many months you've been a member, and we'll be more than happy to shout you out. It's the least we can do. So Mr. Fluffy says, I mean, we are really here to hear what Joanna thinks, but jokes. Joanna has been incredibly supportive of me and the channel and everything that we've gotten to. Like, she is a huge Lego fan herself, and she's got just as many sets as I have, and that's why I want to have her show up on the channel more and more, because it's not just me.
Even the people who know us from our pop channel, they know that I'm very much a backstage person.
She's the woman in the chair. She calls the shots. She lets me know how much money I have to spend every month, and I have to thank her for a lot of things, because she's a big reason as to why we've been able to structure our videos and have some of them be very successful, because we get together. We're married, we live together and everything, but we schedule meetings and stuff, and we get together and we plan out each month's worth of content, and we've had to change some things up and make some audibles. Credit to her. She is the reason why our Mac trailer video did so well. So that was all thanks to you. But we got Travis in the house. Hello, Travis. Norway is here. She says, I'm here now, but it's 1:30 a.m. and I'm tired, so I'll probably fall asleep.
We're not that great, Norway.
Go to sleep. Crazy enough, we do have 3 different countries being represented by the streamers who will be joining us, or the content creators that will be joining us. We've got people here from the United States, New Zealand, as well as England, which is pretty crazy. So
Travis, hello.
Velvet is here. We got another great channel member joining us. Brick Easy is in the house. Brick Easy, so great to see you.
What's going on, Peyton? How are you?
Brick Easy has also been leaving some killer comments on all of our videos.
There was one that I was going to answer, and it was kind of long. I was like, I'll leave this one for John.
Yeah, that is the one thing we have been falling behind a tad bit on this week, so I need to step up my game next few days.
It's just because I didn't want to answer some of them, because I was like, John might make a video out of this, so I wanted you to see some of the comments. Yeah,
there's been a lot of very thoughtful comments that you guys have left on the channel, and we're so grateful for that, and I will answer them. I will get to them. Peyton is here. What's going on, Peyton? Great to see you. Steven says, great to see Joanna again. Mama duties have kept her away, but always good to have the duo. Yeah, we've been I'd like to think that I mean, managing it as close to 50-50 as possible. Obviously there's I feel like departments, certain areas of the baby department where I'm better at, certain areas where obviously you're better at, so together
she's definitely a daddy's girl.
Yeah, she seems to be more calmer and with well behaved, I guess, with me. But
yeah, she wants to party with me all the time. I'm like, can we go to sleep?
she sleeps with me pretty
What's
easily.
going on, Pipsqueak?
Scooby Bingo, what's going on? Great to see you. Welcome to the show. We got Pipsqueak in here.
Hello, Essie, Jedi. Hello.
So Jedi, the name of the app is called WhatFig. WhatFig.
WhatFig.
Oh, we got Gamer Man in the house. Says loving the hobby. Started collecting Lego since April of last year. Got into it by accident. The Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Dragon was your first purchase. Absolutely amazing. Could my figure be blue? Yeah, absolutely. Brick building boy.
So I'm gonna drop it in the live stream, guys. I'm gonna drop the app.
Oh yeah, the WhatFig app link. Yep. So you guys can download. It's free to download, by the way. So no payment needed. Nothing like that.
I'm not Slapshot Pop, so hold on. I have to put it here.
Yeah, other channel. Michelle says she already used her cool member super chat, so she's just gonna do some emojis instead. Well, we appreciate you, Michelle. Thank you so much for all of your support. Oh, thank you, Lauren. I love my wife. She's amazing. Joanna really reminds me of my fiance, Rosa, very supportive of my love for Lego and will help me create my Lego room soon. John, we're winning in life with our partners. Haha. Yes, we definitely are. Absolutely. I think the single most important decision you can ever make in life is choosing the right partner. And even if it means you have to wait, extra time to find that special person, it's well worth it. So your people will talk to her people. Yeah, absolutely. We got some more channel member anniversaries here. Roby1 coming in as a member for 6 months. That is incredible. Thank you so much, Rob. If you guys are not following Roby1 Kenobi on Instagram. Go check him out. He drops some incredible short form content over there, and he's a big Star Wars guy, so it's a big time of year for us. We got Rebecca coming in as a channel member now for 2 months. Cannot wait for the April 1st Luigi Mario Kart release. I think I'm going to wait online, out store. What is that? I think I'm going to wait. Oh, wait online outside the store for it. I was confused. I was like, you're going to wait online and in the store? She's going to go to the store. She's going to buy it on her phone. That's amazing, Rebecca. We are excited for that set as well. I don't know when that's going to be part of the budget, but yeah, we're very much looking forward to that set. And I will be putting out my April 1st preview video here in a few short days. We got Jay Bowler. What's going on? Thank you so much for the kind comment.
Are you going live for that? Because we're not here.
I will be going. I will be going. I can go live. I don't know if I'm going to have an April 1st shopping video, but I'm going to go live.
So we won't be here. So it'll be from a different. Yeah, that's a good point. It'll be from a different place.
But I can still do the live stream. For all you need is Wi-Fi, which is good. I hope you don't stress about answering all the comments. As you grow, it'll be more difficult. Thank you for the efforts, but no worries. I appreciate that, Mr. Fluffy. I just think that, I want people's voices to be heard, and I want people to understand that if they take the time to leave a comment that, we try our best to answer as many of them as possible. Yes, it will, what a blessing to be in that position to where, the channel that you are running gets so big that you can't answer the comments, but I think we're still at a point where we can answer.
I think we're answering like 90% of the comments.
Yeah, we're tackling 90%. I want to keep that up for as long as possible. We did have a little job interview this week, and we do have a potential candidate for our first official Slapshot Bricks employee outside of family. So we're excited for that. We're hoping it works out. She could be a really pivotal member here on the Slapshot Bricks team, because I need help. I need help sorting pieces. I need help prepping these projects. I need help with the videos. So she could be somebody who could really come through for us. And she seemed excited. We're optimistic, and we're going to do a follow-up in a couple days. So Sophia is a little bit of a party animal. Yeah, especially in the middle of the night for some reason. Absolutely very great advice. Very grateful to have such a supportive partner with the content creation and Lego hobby. Yeah, I remember in 2020 when I told Joanna, I said, I think I want to start doing YouTube. And you were all for it, but you were also like, how is this going to be? You're immediately, you were like, all right, how can we make this profitable? Like, let's not do this for like just pure fun. Like, we got to make a couple dollars here, which is completely okay. That's the truth. Like,
the hobbies are expensive.
The hobbies are expensive. Yeah, absolutely. Just built the Lego Pizza Planet truck today. It's going to look real nice with my Luxo Jr. That is amazing. I would love a large scale Pizza Planet truck. But then as I'm saying it, I'm scared of the price tag. Yeah, I'm scared. Maybe a Speed Champions. $28 Speed Champions Pizza Planet truck. Let's do it. The Luigi Kart, the Snoopy set, the Turtle Brickheads, so much good stuff.
Oh, the Turtle Brickheads.
Turtle Brickheads, yeah.
Yes.
So even though I don't know if I'm going to be able to film a video on April 1st, I'm still going to be trying to go to a Lego store like April 1st or 2nd, because I need that Turtle Brickheads. I got a cool video that I really want to get out in April for that. We got Anna in the building. Yeah, like I say job interview. I mean, it was technically a job interview. Like, we brought her in the studio and we showed her around and we told her what we do and asked if, she could see herself helping us. And it's not like Lego work is not.
Yeah.
It's not intensive. It's not strenuous.
We don't want anybody who's a hardcore Lego collector, but we don't want anybody who doesn't know anything about it.
No, she seemed perfect because she recognized a lot of the sets. She likes building Lego herself. So it seemed like a perfect fit.
But she said she doesn't have space.
But she doesn't have space.
She'll have fun building here and not having to take it home.
Yeah. Nana Pops coming in as a channel member now for 4 months. Hello, Nana Pops.
Mom, I just realized I said howdy Slapshot. It's
okay. That's all right. Slapshot is fine. That's why we kept it under the same branding. So, but Nana Pops, thank you so much for being a channel member now. She says, hi guys, Joanna, you look fabulous. You do look fabulous.
Thanks.
Got the bow and everything. You did your hair. You look so good. As of right now, do you edit your own videos? If so, what app do you use, if you don't mind sharing? Yes, I'm glad you asked this, Brick Easy, because part of tonight, please, I want you guys to ask as many questions as possible. You guys are more than welcome to always ask us questions, but please ask questions in the chat as we bring on each of the creators that we have tonight. So we use Wondershare from Mora. Joanna actually discovered it. She found a bunch of different editing softwares, tested out a few, and then she found that Wondershare Filmora was the easiest one to use, and that's
for us
the one
at least,
we've been
because we
using.
started with a different channel because we have 2 channels, so we started on that and we didn't know where to start, and it was the most like user friendly,
very basic. Yeah, it's I forget how much it costs.
I think it's like 80 a year.
It's not bad. It's really not bad, especially for all the features that you get. But yeah, that's what, and I do edit my own videos. Yes, we do edit.
I haven't edited.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So Joanna used to edit, and then as things got crazier,
actually, I haven't edited in a year and a half.
Yeah, but it's actually, it makes more sense for me to edit because I know when I want to do like cuts and breaks and stuff. So it makes sense. Travis said he would like to apply. Yeah, a bunch of people were super kind and reached out. And hey, I would love to have a bunch of people, but we have a very small budget for a part-time employee. But yeah, no, we would love to have a bunch of people in here. Pizza Planet Trucks be champions would be amazing.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. A bunch of people. It's funny. My favorite part about the studio is when we bring somebody in who hasn't been in the studio like ever, because we don't have a lot of people here, and their eyes just like light up because like the outside of the studio, I feel like does not match what the inside of the studio looks like. Or I feel like people don't picture that this big space is being used.
Good. I hope
Lego.
they think there's like tractors and lawnmowers and.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like farm equipment because we're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Yeah. Gusteau's restaurant modular. That would be amazing. There was one on Rebrickable that I was going to build. I reached out to the designer because they pulled it off Rebrickable and I was so bummed. It was a beautiful Gusteau's like ratatouille.
Did they reach back out to you?
No,
they're like,
they said, no, this guy's too small. What is he doing?
Reach back out at 10.
Yeah. Talk to me when you hit 10K. Yeah. The house is never big enough to keep all the Lego. It is. It's space is always an issue, especially at the rate Lego is just pumping out sets right now. I love Filmora, although it has some frustrating issues sometimes. Yeah, it's given us a little bit, but not too much.
In a while, so.
The updates have been amazing, I would say, over the last 6 months. It's gotten a lot faster. They've added more features. They made some features that used to be paid are now free, so that's cool. I like that. But yeah, it's all trial and error for sure. Yeah, I bet a lot of people work for free. It was funny. The girl that we had in the interview, she mentioned, she was like, "Oh, I kind of want that set." We were like, we can figure something out. That could be part of the payment, you know. Oh, Chris uses Premiere. He learned it. He learned on it, and having Photoshop with a similar workflow helps him save a ton of time. Well, there you go. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, we use Canva for like our thumbnails and other like certain images we'll throw in the video and stuff like that. But yeah, it's great to get information. We're actually going to have Chris Bricks on later this evening as well, so I'm sure he will have lots more information. And
yeah, if you guys have questions for the creators, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah,
we try to read the chat. So if there's any questions you have for any creator we have on, just be like, hey.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point. Like, this is going to be a very interactive live stream, or as interactive as possible. Oh yeah, we have 24-hour security. We have a security system in place. We got cameras on the inside and outside. So we got all the bells and whistles, unfortunately, just because you got to protect your investments, your stuff. You know,
be hard pressed to find us.
Yeah. I'd be shocked. And even if you did, I'd be worried. We have some pretty loose neighbors with weapons here in Pennsylvania. So we only have 2 neighbors, and both of them, like, they keep a sharp watch on like everything going on because
like
we live
24/7. They'll be texting me at 2 a.m. They're like, a brown car with a person in a black hat. Did you see them? Yeah.
We do the same thing. Like, I saw a van in their driveway across the street like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, hey, you guys expecting a delivery? And they're like, no, we're not. And it turned out to be some family member that just showed up unannounced. But yeah, the way our houses are positioned, we can all kind of like see one another, which is kind of cool. But we still have our own space, which is nice. Drop Bear Bricks, what's going on? Good day to you. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. We got Drop Bear Bricks in the house. Yeah, fellow Aussies, which is amazing. Kiwi Modulars in the house. He says, I started my editing journey on Final Cut Pro in 2014 and eventually moved over to Premiere.
So I heard a few people,
not
just tonight, Premiere, saying Premiere, like they've said Premiere in the past.
Yeah, and you guys should be very excited, especially those of you in Australia, or maybe just those of you who know Kiwi Modulars. We are very fortunate enough to have Jacob joining us later this evening, which is fantastic.
Oh, Pete.
Hello, great to see you, Pete. Brick Easy says, the plan is to buy a home late this year, early next year, and I plan to make a Lego collection unboxing series as a tribute to your channel. I recently boxed up all my sets in my storage
It was
unit.
so fun.
That's so cool. That's really special, honestly.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
is so fun.
Yeah, I saw some people still asking. I think we have like 20 boxes left. I'm thinking of doing like a mega episode to end it because we did 19
like
episodes.
A Duck Bricks? You saw one?
Yeah,
Duck
yeah.
Bricks' latest
We watched
video?
one of Duck Bricks' latest. Oh yeah,
He was just
his
jumping
March
on the
1st.
bed.
Yeah, that was crazy. His March 1st.
Like another duck and another duck.
Yeah, that guy's crazy. That guy, he's living the
Duck
dream.
Bricks is.
Yeah, I hope we can run into him one day. I would watch y'all organizing Lego sets. It makes me want to clean my Lego closet. Yeah, so there's a reason the camera's only here because this is everything that's organized. I'm working. The studio's in much better shape than it was like a month ago, but I'm still organizing and going through. I did sell one set, so
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's tough to part ways.
We don't.
It was
sell
tough
Lego.
to part ways with it, but I did sell a set. Use the money for BrickLink parts
to a patron.
So that was good. To a patron, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we don't sell. We plan on building everything here.
Yeah, and even some of the sets that I'm not in love with, we're just gonna part out. So try to get as much bang for our buck with what we have because BrickLink, PAB, and everything is so expensive.
A fellow PA native.
Matt,
hello.
Oh my gosh, Matt, you're in PA? I didn't know you were in PA.
Are you in like East PA or like West PA?
Yeah,
PA is
big.
PA is big because we could be like an hour away from each other. We could be like 6 hours
That's
away.
crazy. But no, just the simple fact that he's in Pennsylvania like that, we're 49 states closer. That's amazing.
I think we're closer to New Jersey.
No, we are. We got Pete saying hello from Chicago. That's amazing, Pete. Oh, you guys moved. Oh my God.
Transfer season.
No, well, I know. I think he just moved.
Oh, he's just
no, because he's not. I mean, I'm not gonna say what he is, but he's not.
Well, they don't move.
I don't think they move the same way that we move as military.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I don't.
Chicago.
Yeah. Anyway, Pete and we're
inviting ourselves over to Chicago. Can't wait to go to Chicago.
Yeah. Oh my. Wait, dude. I'm just gonna invite myself over for Brick World Chicago. Need a place to stay. I'll buy your tickets to the show if I'm able to crash at your house or something. That would be insane. Oh man, Pete. For those of you guys, Pete's a good friend of mine from Boston. We got to know each other. We actually met at work, but he had already been following our pop channel, so that was pretty crazy. But yeah, we definitely gotta go hang out with Pete and Patty again soon in the future. Peyton says, kind of an early question. Does Lego start its Star Wars promos on May 1st? Well, Peyton, thank you so much for being a channel member for 3 months now. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much for the support. And this is a very critical question. So the answer is yes. The Star Wars promotions start May 1st at midnight. And I've been seeing a lot of confusion with this over the last few years because Lego, like most companies, name the Star Wars promotion May the 4th be with you. So everybody assumes May 4th. And in some years past, the May 4th GWP or other promos that they're offering may have even been sold out by the time the 4th rolls around. Oh, wow. So yeah, it's very critical. Lego does not do a good enough job advertising that, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll be covering all the May 4th. So we're actually going to be doing a live stream at midnight for the May 4th promotions and everything. So great question. And yeah, we're definitely going to be shouting that out as well.
All right. We have 3 minutes left.
3 minutes before we bring on our first guest.
I'm going to leave you so you can bring on the guests.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm going to go inside, take care of Sophia.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Western PA. Hey, it's still closer.
Western PA. Okay.
Closer than everything else.
I'm a little sad, but it's all right.
We could pass him on the way to Chicago.
Yeah.
Right
No, I've been a big fan of Matt's content for a long time, so definitely want to meet up with him at some point. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. We actually have
what's going on, Flu Girl?
It's not super west, but I'll have to message Matt because there's a couple BAM stores that have reached out to us that want us to come to their grand opening, and I'm sure, I mean, if they want us, we're like, microscopic little people. I'm sure they would love to have other big creators as well. So yeah, we'll definitely have to chat. I have yet to ever sell a set. I'm very proud of you. Yeah, it was kind of hard, to be honest, because it was a cool limited edition Technic set, but can't keep everything, and we do need cash flow for other projects. So great to see you, Richard, another channel member. Thank you. All right, so let me cruise through the rest of the chat here, and then
thank you so much. Somebody offered us pizza. So I just said thanks. If you go to Chicago, they said
I will gladly take pizza in Chicago. Deep dish pizza, heck yeah. Mr. Fluffy's a Montana native and in Montana for now. Oh, ominous.
For now.
Might be a move coming up. As a huge opponent of moving, I don't encourage that. But if you got to do what you got to do. It was funny to see you in that video. I don't know why I purchased this set. It shows that even the best of us purchase stuff without really liking it sometimes. Yeah, you know what it was? I simply saw the limited edition thing, and I was like, okay, this has to be a special set. And I think I picked it up on Facebook Marketplace for a great deal. So I grabbed it.
No, it's what happened was when John was in his, like, on a boat, driving to another boat that was getting him to another ship, he was sad and he had disposable money.
I used to have to work like 80 to 120 hours a week, so I was very sad.
So he was just buying stuff.
All right, it's not healthy, and I don't recommend this. But I used to buy 1 to 3 Lego sets a day. I was making good money, and I was also very depressed because I was working so much and making said good money. So I spent it on Lego. Hence, that's why we have the giant studio that we're at.
Hello, Bruno Cardozo. I'm Portuguese and I'm watching from Portugal. Well,
look at that. Another great country represented. Portugal, you know, they're okay. Just kidding. We're going to try to go back to Portugal later this year, actually. We would love to visit you in Chicago. That would be amazing.
Right, it's 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate you allowing me to stay after I invited myself over on a public live stream. But
I'm leaving. I don't want to be late for Rio Bricks.
Yeah, get out of here. We're gonna get our first.
Lots of fun.
The biggest thing that I struggle with sometimes with live streams is not staying on schedule. So we're gonna do our best to stay on schedule. Richard, I really appreciate that. That is super kind of you. And you know what? If we come out there, I will take you out for pizza. Oh, thank you, Brick Building Boy. I appreciate that. Drop Bear Bricks says, Slapshot Bricks, did you say you use Filmora? I looked at Premiere, but for a 12-month subscription, it's $432 Australian. I just can't afford that every year. Yeah, I would definitely look into Filmora. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure it's around 80 to 90 USD a year. So I don't know what the current conversion rate is, but it's definitely cheaper than we would not be able to afford. $432 for editing software. So yeah, I would definitely look into that. Last question I will take before I jump on or we bring on our first guest of the night. What do you use to film your content? So I use 3 different cameras and I don't recommend it. It is rough. So I have a big bulky DSLR Canon camera that I need to update because I've been kicking myself for years, but unfortunately the quality is really good on it still. So that's why I've just been kind of dragging my feet. So that's my primary camera. I also have a GoPro, which I bought. I don't like it. I've used it for a few things. And then I also use my iPhone for certain other clips, usually when I'm like out and about. So bouncing back and forth between the 3 cameras is okay. It's tough sometimes when I'm trying to grab clips from the SD cards, and then the GoPro has a USB cable that goes right to the computer, and then obviously the iPhone you can like Dropbox and do stuff like that. But I've actually been trying to get better at my camera work and everything. There's a lot of really good YouTubers out there who put out good content surrounding cameras. So Matt, that would be amazing, man. We'll definitely have to make something happen. All right. Let's bring on our first guest. So I am so excited, guys. This is a really special stream, and we're going to bring on our first guest. And our first guest of the night is Rio Bricks. I want to give you guys a proper introduction because he is somebody that I actually started watching before we started our channel. And one of the things I loved most about his channel was the fact that he was into Castle. And on top of that, he makes some killer custom Castle minifigures. He recently hit 7,000 subscribers, and he's well on his way to 8,000. And I think if he continues covering the types of content that he covers, and I'm not going to take away his thunder, I'm going to let him tell you guys who he is and everything that he does. I think he's somebody that can potentially blow up and be a huge, creator in this space that draws in a lot of people with his videos. So, without further ado, as long as I get the big thumbs up, so he's ready to go. All right, we got the thumbs up. Everybody, please welcome our first guest of the night, Rio Bricks.
Hey, howdy. How's it going, guys?
It's great to have you, man. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, so like you already said, I'm Rio Bricks. My actual name is Rio, so you just call me Rio.
I learned that today too. It's super cool.
Yeah, so I make Castle content mainly. I've been expanding a bit into like BDP in general and some more, video essay type things that are just appeal to a broader audience, but definitely my main interest is castle minifigs, mocks, sets, everything like that. So,
and I think that this is a perfect time. Like, if you guys in the chat are castle fans, like, you definitely need to check out his channel, because I think one of the cool things about at least the castle world is there's so many different opportunities for customization, and that allows
100%.
your own channel, I feel like, to have its own identity. Whereas compared to like Marvel and DC, and if you focus on that, like Spider-Man is Spider-Man, Batman is Batman.
Yeah.
But like, a Kraken Knight, you can literally add any accessory or do whatever you want.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I mean, if you wanted to customize your Kraken and Griffin Knights, I've got a super fun video coming out tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I think Castle is like, like you said, Star Wars, Marvel, stuff like that. You have some customization options, but at the end of the day, a lot of it's named characters are already, named things from media. But I really like the creativity that Castle gives. So yeah, I'm just a huge Castle fan.
So tell everybody really quick, like, your background, like, what made you want to start making Lego YouTube videos? Like, how long you've been doing it?
Yeah. So I actually got back into Lego when I was 18. I was in college. I was like, I need a hobby. I need to do something. I was like, I got old Lego at in my parents' attic. You know what? Let me just pull it out. I built a castle. It was pretty bad, but I was just having a blast. And I was like, and then I saw Goldfire, a fellow castle YouTuber, and he made videos about pick a brick, how to like build armies, and some of the customization potential of the minifigures. And that just really got me hooked. I started watching that. I bought a bunch of mock parts for like a huge project. I started buying castle minifigure lots on eBay. And then within a few months, I realized I'm already buying this stuff. I'm already working. And I've always enjoyed doing YouTube ever since I was a kid, very unseriously. So I was like, why not start putting some of this stuff out on YouTube? And it did surprisingly well. I was like, the first time I was consistently getting like multiple thousands of views on videos, I was like, yeah, let me just keep doing this. So I got serious, started posting once a week. 2025, I was not as consistent as I wanted to be, but 2026, I'm super passionate about this.
No, you've been cruising, and I think you hit the nail on the head of something that's tough for any creator of any size, is like being consistent. It's hard.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that can be the hardest part. Once you've started, I mean, I think the hardest part for a lot of people is starting, but once you start is like keeping that passion, keeping yourself on schedule. And that's why I try to loosely give myself like a Saturday, like due date. So I'm like, I'm going to have a video out by Saturday, and I just work really hard. And I think that helps me sort of stay consistent. So I'm like, I want to have my video out by Saturday. I want to have a couple shorts out this week, and I'm working towards that. And it helps me stay on track. So,
and that's another good thing that you do that I don't do, and I suck at that. You do shorts and long form, which is great. What do you prefer? Like, what do you find like easier to do? Long form, yeah.
Long form is a lot more work. Like, it's like 50 times the work, but I love long form content way more. I mean, shorts, it's very much engagement based. You have to get people in like the first 5 seconds. It's all about, retention and, getting people scrolling to stop on your video, which is fine. But long form is definitely what I'm the most passionate about. I love being able to talk a while about, some figures I did and really go in depth, or talk about a set or something like that, and not have to limit that within a few minutes. So yeah, long form is my favorite, but I understand why people do short form.
Short form is great, and there's plenty of people who are very talented at it. I don't like it because I'm the same as you. I like long form. I like getting in the weeds. Speaking of getting in the weeds, I feel like we have to talk about it because it's been such a hot topic. Well, we don't have to, but I would like to talk about it over the last 24 hours. What are your brief thoughts? I know you did a video that everybody should go check out. He did a great video, and you made some great points in that video. But what do you think of the BrickLink Designer Program Series 10, and specifically the Joust that was just announced?
Yeah, I mean, Series 10 looks fantastic. It's not a series I'm picking up multiple sets from, but for the people who like those sets, they are fantastic. I love the Space Diner. It's not one I want to use my budget for, but absolutely fantastic. But yeah, the Joust, beautiful. I was really hoping one of the Joust type sets would win. I had said that in my top castle sets of BDP like a month ago. So I'm really happy. And Mocker Mommy, I saw his interview. He's been submitting for a while, and he had like 4 really good quality submissions this time. So I was really happy to see that effort pay off for him.
Yeah, Mocker Mommy is just incredible. So I think they chose a good castle set. I know there's at least, I mean, we got quite a bit of negativity on our video today. Like, I know a lot of people were really hoping for the Driftwood Keep, the Hydra Shipyard, and then of course the what was the other big one that everybody wanted? The like the Battle Arena. I forget what it's called.
Training grounds.
The training grounds. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, those were like the big three that I saw people say over and over. But you actually made a incredible point in your video today, and this is something that's really cool. Like, and this is like, I feel like important for everybody out there in the chat and anybody who watches on the replay. Like, you can watch multiple channels and every single channel could talk about the same exact thing, but they could bring different perspectives and different points to the table. And I made the rounds this morning and I watched just about everybody's BrickLink video, but you actually brought up the fact that we could be running into a problem with the BrickLink Designer program getting too popular. And I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, hitting that cap, I think they hit either 150,000 or like very close last time. But Lego has said they don't really want to expand it too much, or at least the BrickLink team, from what I've heard, which I find interesting. But yeah, I mean, BrickLink Designer program. I uploaded that video at 3 a.m. last night, finished it, went to bed, went to work this morning. I haven't even read the comments, so I have no idea. But yeah, I was guessing people might be a little upset that like Driftwood Keep or some of those other castle sets didn't win, but I don't know. I feel like we have plenty of good castle sets in BDP and in normal castle lines, but you don't get a lot of those like jousts or medieval life sets. So overall, I'm really happy that the joust won. Yeah,
I am too, and I think that we both share the same like positive outlook. Like, we understand that everybody wants one thing or everybody wants another thing, and they got to pick what they got to pick, but we still need to be happy for what they do pick. Like you mentioned, Mocker Mommy, and we should celebrate their success and not like, oh, don't be so upset over not getting what you want that you forget that somebody else just succeeded. So
100%. Yeah,
and that's
more
another
positivity.
thing. Yeah, that's another thing you do great with your videos and everything. And I know you had also expressed, you want to show your face a little bit more, which I think is fantastic. But even though like you and I think we talked about it offline and everything, like I think showing your face and how just helps put your brand out there more, but you do an incredible job with your long form videos of keeping the viewers engaged with your like the way you edit your videos and you add the overlays and everything, and that must take a long time to edit.
My current video that I'm working on that should be coming out tomorrow, I've spent probably like 50 hours on it. I script it, then I go back and edit the script, then I write a shot list for my script, and I'm changing my shot every like 8 seconds, 5 seconds. So it's like, I had to take 150 different shots. Then I got to actually set up my lighting, get ready, record those over like a couple days, then upload them, edit that. Then I got to like actually voice record, edit that voice recording, then put the clips in, edit those. But yeah, I mean, I love it. Like the final product, it's all worth it in the end because I see my video and I'm proud of what I did. And I mean, if anyone is trying to get into like making YouTube content, Lego content, YouTube content in general, I mean, I think a big thing is just trying to get at least one takeaway and one improvement from every video. So every time you make a video, watch it back and just see, even write down a few notes. Just look at, I probably could have done this a little better. Maybe I could have added this, learn a new, way to use your editing software, and just see what works.
Yeah, absolutely. Temple Boys has a great question here. He says, I've heard multiple people bring up the limited nature of BrickLink sets. What is the standard production run of a typical, say, modular set? Well, we know BrickLink sets, they cap them now at 50,000. I would say, I mean, regular modular, I mean, we'll be talking over like the span of 2-3 years. It's got to be 1 million copies. I mean, it's up there.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. 1 million might be a little bit high. But it's 100. Might be like 1 million.
I'm just thinking like, because if they're selling a set, it's on shelves in every Lego store in the world for 3 years.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And online. No, I'm not right. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing a number out there because it's that. I think it's probably that high up. I mean, even if it's not, even if let's just say it's 500,000, that's still 10 times what a max BrickLink set is. So, and that's why I think that's what was originally drawing me to your content. Was you were one of the first people I saw talking about the BrickLink Designer program, and I think it's so important to have people discussing about it, because it helps people understand the nature of the program. And yes, it's limited, but the one thing that I kind of not cringe over, but just kind of just share in some like hesitation when people say like, oh, it's an exclusive program, like I can't be a part of it or I miss it. And it's like, that's not the case. It's just, you just have to be there at the right time. Anybody can get in on the program.
Yeah, especially now, because at one point the sets were selling out in like 2 hours. I remember buying the Forestman set, and that like sold out within 2 hours. So at that point, yeah, it was definitely too limited. But at this point, the sets are available for like a full week. So I think it's a very reasonable time. And since you have a few months in advance, you have like, you have a few months in advance, you can save up money in that time. Like, I think it's accessible enough to, you know, what they're able to do, because they can't make 100,000 copies of each set and have it on shelves for, you know, have it available for 6 months. They're just not able to do that. And that's how we're able to get 15 sets a year from the program, is due to them moving fast through them and moving fast to that pre-order stage and production. So I think people need to look at, yes, it is limited, but also that limitedness makes it so we can get more sets. And it's like the only program where we're getting Western sets, or the only program where we're getting, you know, multiple castle sets a year, or like pirate sets. Though I think, you know, for fans of these themes, like including us, who are able to get these sets for themes that otherwise aren't made, you know, it's nice that the program exists. And unfortunately, there has to be some level of limited production run to make that happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think people just need to look at it overall.
Yeah, absolutely. My last BrickLink thing that I want to run by you, just because, you know, we're talking about it, we got everybody here. Do you think the BrickLink program is doing a good job? Like, do you think they could do anything better?
I think they're doing good. I mean, I definitely think they have room to expand with the popularity going up. And I mean, people like us making videos on YouTube are only getting more people exposed to the program, which I think is a great thing. So I'm hoping maybe within the next couple of series, if they keep selling out, they'll figure out how to expand it a bit more. Because I think it's great. And there's plenty of people who are into Castle or into, you know, Western or whatever, who have no idea about the program, and they have no idea these sets are even being made. So, you know, I think the program is doing a great job, and I just want to see more of it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, another thing you mentioned really quickly is you got up, and I was impressed too, because like I got up this morning and your video was already posted. So I was like, dang, this guy must have filmed it late last night or like super early this morning. And that's dedication. Like most of us have regular jobs and lives and everything. And so how do you balance, you know, your life's responsibilities with jobs, work, family, etc., and, you know, making Lego content and also finding time for yourself to enjoy the hobby? Like, how do you balance all that?
Yeah, great question. I mean, definitely the hardest part to balance is finding time to enjoy the hobby, because a lot of the times I find myself working, making videos, and then it's like back to work, got to make another video this week. But yeah, I mean, at one point I was in college and working 2 jobs and still trying to put out a video a week. So, you know, for me, it's mainly just having dedicated days and then blocks within those days where I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to do it, you know, because I'm very easily distracted. I'm super easy for me to start doing something else. So I'm like, all right, for me currently with my work schedule, I just have my days off, and I have certain days off where this is dedicated to YouTube. So I try to dedicate like 6 to 8 hours during that day, give myself breaks in between, but be like, all right, this is a Lego day. No matter what, like Lego YouTube day, like no matter what, like I'm going to work on a video. I try to plan out what videos I want to do. But most importantly, it can feel overwhelming at points, and you just have to take it one step at a time. So it's like, what's the first step? All right, well, I have to make a new video. What do I have to do first? All right, let's come up with a script, you know? And instead of worrying about the 10 other things that I have to do, just sitting down with a chunk of time and just working through things one by one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's the best way to do it, right? That's how they say, you know, how do you eat an elephant? Like one bite at a time, which is fantastic. My last big thing that I want to throw at you before we get our next guest up here is, you know, where, like, I guess if whatever you're comfortable with sharing, you know, what are your goals for the Rio Bricks channel? Like, what do you see yourself doing the next 5 years? Like, is this just like a small hobby thing, or is this, you know, a channel that you want to keep building upon and growing your community?
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely want to build a full-on Rio Bricks, you know, community. I want to ideally be able to do this full time, 100%. Right now, you know, a good ways away from that, but you know,
That's
just
okay.
trying to make progress every week, every month, every day, just getting a little bit closer towards that goal. But yeah, I want to start live streaming twice a week. And then I also want to set up a Discord server at some point to get a little
Okay.
more connected to the community, be able to like chat with people a little bit more. So yeah, I just want to build a community of people who are all into Lego, you know, especially Lego Castle and fantasy stuff, be able to talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I want to be able to do this full time in the future. My goal for this year is to hit 15,000 subscribers and maybe even 20. But you know,
Oh, wow.
this is just goals. This is, you know, but yeah.
No, you gotta, goals are important. You gotta have them. I mean, you can't score if you don't shoot. So no, I think that's awesome. And I think it is very achievable in this space. And I think with your drive, your work ethic, you know, your overall positive nature and everything, and your willingness to make videos about not necessarily stuff that everybody's making, I think that will definitely help you in the long run.
Yeah, 100%. You know, and if anybody in the chat is thinking about starting Lego YouTube, it can feel hard to compete with those big channels because it's like they put out a video, they get, you know, 50,000, 100,000 views in the first day, and you put out a video and you get like 100, or you get like 1,000.
Yeah.
You're like, how am I ever going to compete? But you know, you have to find something unique, but also apply a formula that's working. So see what the top channels are doing, look at their pacing, look at how they're making the videos, but then find their own unique things that you're passionate about, that you feel like you can offer some insight on, and then, you know, try to apply a successful formula to your own work is really what I would try to recommend when we're talking about competing with those bigger channels, because you're not just competing with bigger Lego channels, you're also competing with bigger YouTubers in general. You know, so you know, you got to make engaging content, but also I think there's plenty of content gaps in the Lego space where people could absolutely be making really informative content that no one really is. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for people to step in.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that really quick, like, you know, the other thing too is YouTube is different from like a product. So like if you're put, you know, you make brooms or something and you want your broom on display at Home Depot, like somebody's walking into Home Depot, they only want one broom. YouTube is different because they, you know, people consume a lot of content and they could watch, most people probably do watch more than one Lego video a day if that's something that they do really enjoy it. So you know, and that's where I agree with you. Like there's gaps and there's opportunities for people, because somebody could, like, I watch a lot of big channels, but I also watch small channels. Like I watch both of them. Like your time is equal on both of those channels. And yeah, I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of opportunities for growth and filling in the gaps. But yeah, I do really want to thank you for jumping on tonight. It's been awesome getting to know you more over the last few months. If you guys haven't done so already, go check out Rio. Go watch some of his videos. Please subscribe, add his videos to your watch list, you know, whenever you get around to it, because we'd definitely love to see you hit that big goal of, you know, 15 or 20K this year. I think it's possible, honestly. It's only March.
I think it's possible. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to put up more shorts now. And then I'm also trying to do more videos, and I'm going to start live streaming. So I'm just trying to do more, trying to learn how to, you know, do things better, do things more efficiently, edit better, and then just trying to learn something with every video, trying to figure out something I can improve on. So yeah, thanks a lot for having me on. It was a pleasure talking.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone in chat for watching. Anyone who subscribes, I really appreciate it. You're getting me one more closer to my goal. So
yeah. Heck yeah, man. You're doing great stuff. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
All right, so that was Rio Bricks. Fantastic guy, amazing channel. If you guys haven't checked him out, definitely make sure to do so. I saw some great comments in the chat that I want to highlight really quick before we bring on our next guest. And guess what? We're already a couple minutes behind, but that's okay. That's just how life works. The Orange Army 67 says, much respect for both of you. A lot of behind the scenes work put into these videos, especially the building. Thank you. And I appreciate you saying that, Orange Army, because it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work starting a channel, you know, continuing the channel and being consistent with content and everything. And whether you're a big creator, small creator, medium creator, it takes work, and people need to be recognized for their work. And that's part of why I wanted to do this stream tonight, because there's a lot of people out there doing some great stuff. You just may not know about it, and vice versa. There may be, you know, other people out there who just haven't come across our channel yet, or they haven't come across one of the channels that we have on tonight. And I think having more community engagement and having more people see that there's people working hard and they deserve recognition is what it's all about. And I see there's some other channels interacting in the chat, and hopefully you guys can pick up a few things here and there, whether it's about just video schedules, different ideas for content, upgrading your equipment, software, lighting. Like, so much goes into it. But in the midst of all these conversations about how we're growing our channels and working on our channels and everything, I do think it's really important that everybody find time to enjoy the hobby, because if you get to a certain point where you're not enjoying what you're doing anymore, then it really becomes work. And I think that this can be an opportunity to make some money and have some fun, but still remain that way. When it becomes like 100% work and you're not finding yourself enjoying the hobby anymore, that's when you got to take a step back and realize what it's all about. So the cool thing about everybody here, whether you're a creator waiting backstage or somebody in the chat, like, we're all united by the love of Lego, which is awesome. So all right, let's bring on our next guest. We're only 9 minutes behind, but it's okay. She's in a different time zone, so she won't feel it. I would like you guys to help me welcome to the stream another good friend of ours. She's actually coming from a couple hours ahead of us. I think they're like 5 or 6 hours ahead in the UK. You guys may recognize the name immediately and may already watch her videos, but I think my wonderful wife is dropping the links to everybody's channels in the chat, which is amazing. So please help me welcome Lauren, aka What the Brick. She's already ready to go. Boom. Let's get her up here. Lauren.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? You can hear me.
We can hear you.
Perfect.
Welcome to the stream.
Perfect. Thank you for having me.
No, we're so excited that you're here, and we're just going to ignore the fact that I'm 10 minutes behind. But let's kick things off. I think you make great videos. One of the things you do so well on your channel is you put out a lot of variety, and you're also not afraid to film in public a little bit, which is
I actually am. I go to a lot of public events, but I go with my boyfriend to almost all of them. So you'll see in a few of my videos, I talk to him, which then in turn makes me talk to the camera, because I'm like, oh, this. But I just, in my head, I'm talking to him. So
that's okay.
That definitely helps. But
it could be terrifying. Filming
it really is. It truly is.
And you said you had mentioned you were at an event today, and are you going back to the same event tomorrow or a different event?
No, so in Leicester there's a space center, and every year they do a Brickish event there in the UK. Okay. And I was there today, and then tomorrow I'm traveling to Sheffield, which is in a different city. So yeah, back to back event weekend this weekend. So I've got to wake up in literally 4 or 5 hours to travel down. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh man, then I'm definitely screwing you up by being a couple minutes late.
No,
so
you're all good. You're absolutely fine.
So what is it like? We'll have you give us the rundown of everything you do on your channel from your point of view. But before we get to that, what's the Lego YouTube scene like in the UK?
Honestly, I don't know many people doing Lego YouTube. I mean, there's one really big YouTuber. I think in the UK space, Block Party. He goes to a lot of UK events. I've met him a couple times.
I don't know. That guy gets around, man. I don't know how he does it.
he goes to so many events. The event that I'm going to tomorrow, I crew at, and he goes to most of them. But yeah, he travels a lot. But other than that, I don't see many UK long form content people. I know that there's a lot of shorts and stuff like that being made in the UK, but I really struggle for UK long form creators. So I don't see many. So when I do, it's like a rare thing, and I get so excited for it.
No, that's awesome. And speaking of long form and short form, what do you prefer? What's the rundown of your channel?
So I prefer long form, and I do a lot of long form. At the moment, I'm one every week so far for this year, which is my goal. So one every week. Short form though, I always forget to record, so I never do short form videos.
That's okay.
And I think I tend to blab a lot and I talk a lot. So I think I prefer the long form videos because I don't know how to cut it down short enough that it's okay for short form. So long form's definitely my favorite to do.
Oh, that's okay. That's we're united on that front, which is amazing. I'm not a huge shorts person either. I talk way too much.
I really struggle with it, and I don't understand TikTok. I don't know how any of that works. I'll post something. If I do a short, it's to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm just yep, good enough for all three of them.
Well, no, you're doing fine with your with your long form and everything, because I personally like long form too, because I feel like you can get more into the weeds of whatever you're talking about. And then I don't know if, and then some other creators can weigh in on this, I feel like the comments you get on long form videos are way more detailed. Like you get people that care. Not to say that like people who watch shorts don't care, but I just feel like some of the short form comments that I mostly see are just like, oh, great video, or they choose like one thing to just like quickly highlight about the short, but you don't get like that. You don't build that relationship with like maybe viewers that you'll see over and over in the comments. So I'm just using all this as an excuse not to do shorts, by the way. It's just whatever.
Yeah, I really want to do shorts more, and that was one of my goals this year. So far, I'm not doing very well. But I just think long form, I just prefer it. You know, I've used to have a YouTube long ago where I did gaming videos.
Oh, interesting.
So I did that when I was 13 all the way up until I was 20. So a long time.
Oh, wow.
And I think because I was so used to long form videos, I never understood the algorithm behind like short form videos. So it's like a completely new thing for me now that I'm, you know, back doing a YouTube of some kind. So
did you take a break? Was there like a gap between the end of the gaming channel and the Lego channel?
Yeah, so I stopped my gaming channel when I was 20 because I wasn't enjoying video games. I literally would get on my video games or play video games to record videos, and I didn't want to do that anymore. And then I got in a relationship and I never really had time for video games. Very different now, but yeah, I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. Whereas like now I can sit down and enjoy it and, you know, separate the two. So yeah, so there was a bit of a gap because I only made this channel a year ago as of next month. So very baby channel.
That's okay. No, hey, everyone's got to start somewhere, you know? So what made you decide to, like, you know, you've probably been, and you can talk, of course, whatever you want to share about your Lego collecting journey, but what made you want to jump into creating Lego content?
So I've always kind of like, Lego's always kind of been somewhat in my life. Like Lego Hero Factory was a massive part of my childhood. And then about 2 years ago, I just randomly got recommended a Lego video because I used to watch a lot of Pops videos, like Funko Pops, which I know you know what they are, obviously. And then randomly just a Lego one showed up, and then I bought a set, and then I really struggle with my hands sometimes. Like they cramp up a lot, and I was like, I'm gonna build a Lego set, and I built one. And I just loved it. I remember I bought like 5 sets after that. A lot of them were dreams because I liked the colors of dream sets, which is a bit controversial sometimes. And I remember just talking to my boyfriend for hours about them, and he was like, "Oh, you could do YouTube doing this because you talk so much, like you know what you're talking about." And then I just made an Instagram, and then I was like, "I'm gonna do this. Why not?" It's something that I used to love doing. So, yeah. So now I do YouTube about it.
Hey, no, Brick Easy says, don't worry, Lauren, I'm a baby channel too. Cheers to us baby channels. Baby channels are important. Everybody starts out as a baby channel before you grow. And one point that Rio just made a little while ago, like, you know, to take a step back after every video and reflect on like, hey, what can you do better? Like I'm constantly doing that, or I'll like be super, I don't know, like if this is how you are, but like I'm very like nitpicky, like if I screw up or if I do anything where I'm like, I don't really like that, like I try to correct it in my next video. Do you find yourself like obsessing over like how you want your content to be?
Yep. I remember this is quite a recent case. I uploaded a video, I think like December last year. And I remember I didn't like one thing on it, and it had been up for 2 days, but I noticed it 2 days later. I deleted the video and re-uploaded it, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, something went wrong. I've only just noticed it, but no one had commented on it, no one had mentioned it. I just happened to see the video, because I think I was watching with my boyfriend because he was watching it for some reason, and I was like, nope, don't like that, delete. So I'm very, very nitpicky.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And you mentioned coming up on a year, which is amazing. You know,
I'm very excited. Yes,
a 1 year anniversary. A lot of people don't make it a year with YouTube, and not just the Lego world, but another world, because life is hard, and we all have jobs and families and responsibilities. How do you balance everything? Like, do you find that as a struggle, or do you have like, you know, Rio was talking about how he has like his set deadline? Like, hey, I got to get this video done by Saturday. Like, how do you manage everything?
So I will have at the beginning of every month. This is like only this year I've started doing this, so it's 3 months of me doing this now. I will plan out my videos for like the next few weeks.
Oh, there you go.
As I mentioned already, I'm in a relationship, so I will set the weekend as like set days. Don't do anything like content, like editing or anything like that. It's just me and him. That's it. I can record because sometimes obviously we go to the events, which he's fine with. But weekdays is when I do my, my content stuff. But I still work full time. I'm a teaching assistant, so it's a bit shorter hours. So I finish at 3. But when I get home, that's my editing time. That's when I can do my content stuff. So yeah.
Well, I mean, shout out to you for like prioritizing like the relationship.
Yeah.
That's something 100%. That I'm reminded occasionally that I don't do enough of. So good job for you of doing that, because that's important. Like, giving time to your whoever you're in a relationship with that could potentially become more than that someday, or whatever it is, like whoever that you want to spend time with, that you make sure you spend that time with them, and then you focus on the other things when it's time. So no, I think that's really awesome. And clearly, I mean, you're doing a good job. You're growing the channel. For those of you guys who don't know, she's almost at 500 subscribers, which is
that's my end of year goal. So I feel like I'm, I started the year off with 300 and I said 500 by the end of the year, because I like to set something as what I sound as like realistic goals, but
that's important too. A lot of people don't set realistic goals. Like, some people start out and they're like, all right, I just hit 50 subscribers and I'm gonna hit 10,000 by the end of the year, and it's like depending on what field you're in, I don't know if that's possible, but no, you're gonna crush 500. You're gonna and that's gonna be awesome. So speaking of goals, besides like the subscriber number, like what other goals do you have for yourself and for your channel, whatever you're comfortable with?
This year, I've already done a video about my goals for the year, because I feel like holding yourself accountable is so difficult. Whereas I feel like me putting it out there, everyone now knows that I'm holding myself accountable. Right. So one of my goals is upload weekly. So I want to upload at least one video, because stuff happens, life happens. That's totally normal. But if I can get at least one video out, then I feel like I've done well for the week. I wanted to collab more with people. This is a good start. So my first collab, absolutely. If you will.
No, this is a collab. We're here.
And I just wanted to put myself out there more. I think I'm such a shy person in person. So like going to events and recording out in public and stuff like that is definitely, I want to get more comfortable doing that. So yeah.
And that's not easy to do, especially, I mean, maybe some of you guys will not believe me, but I am actually like a pretty shy person in real life, and due to like recent events like pandemic and the nature of my job and everything, like I don't go out of my way to talk to people in the real world. So I find myself using YouTube as an outlet to be like super outgoing. So you can definitely build that confidence with YouTube, which is great. Oh, did we lose her? Or did we lose me? Is the stream still here, or who's frozen? Is it? Oh no. I see Jacob moving in the background. All right, I'm good. Okay, she looks frozen. Okay, I was just worried. I was like, who's frozen? Lauren froze. Okay. All right, I was worried for a minute. It's it's the UK. All right, we dropped her. Okay, I'm moving. Okay, I was just worried. I was like, all right, who's frozen? All right, we'll get her back in just a moment. It happens, she's another continent away. She's over the ocean and everything, but she was making some really good points. They got her. They got her. The internet. Oh, we lost her due to the internet. The other thing I was going to say, hopefully we get her back here in a minute. Yeah, we'll definitely have her back on. The other thing that Lauren has been doing a tremendous job of is she just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. So she's doing a great job of, cross promoting her content and interacting with her community across multiple platforms. And I've also seen like she'll give her community members updates like, hey, this video is going live this afternoon, or I got it delayed or whatever. So I found that, she's been doing a great job from that aspect. So that was the next topic I was going to bring up. So if we get her back, we'll of course bring her back on for her last few minutes there. But if you guys haven't done so already, please go subscribe to her. I've seen a bunch of people say some really nice things about our guests as well as us. And, this is a really special thing that we're able to do here because there's a lot of great people doing awesome stuff and putting out great videos. And I would really appreciate it if you guys went over and checked out their channel and everything. So, all right, I think we got her back. We got her back. You okay?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, thank you, Velvet. Velvet just subscribed. There you go.
Oh,
no, it was perfect
so
timing.
much.
During the freeze, we had people go over and subscribe. So no, you're good. This was
every night my Wi-Fi provider will shut the Wi-Fi for 5 minutes, and they never tell us when. And it just so happens to be now, so I'm so sorry.
No, it's completely okay. It was a scheduled interruption, but anyway, I was about to say, I think you're doing a great job cross promoting your content too on multiple platforms.
Yes.
So congratulations on 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yes, thank you.
Recently, you're doing a great job from that aspect too.
Yeah. Well, I used to do Funko Pop photography, which I don't know if that sounds silly. I don't know.
No, it's not silly at all.
So I actually started the Instagram doing Lego photography because I really enjoyed the aspect or like the idea of a little toy being photographed. So that's how I started my Instagram. So
sorry, this is my sister-in-law. She's just being extra.
Yes, please help me pay for better internet. Absolutely. Yeah, they just randomly shut it off, and it happened to be now, so
it's completely okay. It happens. It happens. I think somebody else said in the chat too. They were like, if we didn't have at least one person, HGC said, are you even live streaming if you don't freeze out? We're doing it live. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, it's my first time going live, so it's.
Wait, this is your first time? This can't be your first time ever.
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, no wonder. I noticed we did like a test stream with everybody before the show, and I noticed I was like, I think Lauren's a little bit nervous. That makes sense.
I'm very nervous. Yes.
No, don't be nervous whatsoever. You're doing a fantastic job. We have a great community, and I know you guys, you over there, you got a great community of your own and everything. So, no, you're doing fantastic stuff, and I think you really do also have potential. And the other thing I was going to say, or as I was saying, prior to your internet getting cut off, was YouTube is a great avenue for you to help build that confidence to
100%
to interact with people, to public speak. And I think it's awesome too that you have your boyfriend. You can lean on your boyfriend a little bit too in public. Like, hey, like I tell that. So that's what Joanna does for me, because I am always terrified that I'm so focused on the camera that I'm gonna bump into something. So I always have her watch my back.
See, I have that issue too, but I'm clumsy anyway. Anywhere we go, he will have to like just pull my top back and be like, "Don't go, you're gonna bump into someone." So he he was always looking out for me when we're recording because I'm like so focused.
Metaphorically and realistically, we always need somebody watching our backs. So.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, despite the internet hiccup, we were able to successfully make it through. So if you guys haven't done so already, go check out Lauren's channel, What the Brick. She's doing great stuff over there. And
I appreciate it.
You are 100% going to hit 500 subscribers. You're going to hit it. By
fingers crossed. I like to set a realistic goal, but optimism-wise, 1,000 subs would be amazing. But I think 500, I can hit that and I can be happy with that. So
no, I think you definitely can. And that was the other thing I was going to say. I think as your internet was cutting out is I think it's really awesome of you to set those realistic goals. I think that helps build your confidence. And then that way, like because if you set an unrealistic goal and you don't meet it, then you're just going to be beating yourself up. And that's when the quality of your content could dip. And then you just get frustrated and is a whole downward spiral. So no, you're doing fantastic, and I'm really excited to see how your channel just continues to take off. So,
I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for jumping on. We did it first live ever.
Yep. Thank you for your time.
Now you can go. You can go do anything else, and then you're good. You got the first one out of the way. So
I will think about doing another one at some point. So
you should. Don't let it go a year without doing another one.
No, I won't.
Well, thank you for coming on tonight. We really appreciate you.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for being so nice and kind. It's nice to see. So
Well, we had a couple of people be rude, but we already kicked them out.
It's
I'm just
fine.
kidding.
You're gonna have that everywhere.
No,
Everybody's
everybody's great. Everybody, we do have a we're very lucky to have a fantastic community. So.
Yes, thank you.
But you are more than welcome to hang out and enjoy the rest of the stream. But we really appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk soon.
Yes, talk soon. Bye. Thank you.
All right, I can't. That's insane. Like first live stream appearance ever, and we got to host her here. What an honor. That is truly amazing. So like I said, guys, if you haven't done so already, go check out Lauren on her channel, What the Brick. She's doing some great stuff over there. And I don't know if she's still listening. I think she's going to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. I'm just putting it out here. I think she can do it. It's only March. Like we've got some very modest people making videos here and setting some realistic goals. I think she can hit 1,000. So if you guys haven't done so, go give her a subscription so we can help get her to her realistic goal of 500 subscribers. So that was our second guest. We're halfway through, and I think we're doing fantastic. We are 14 minutes behind, but thankfully our next guest is also international, so time doesn't move the same over in New Zealand as it does here. But we are very lucky to have our next guest who has been doing YouTube for quite a long time. He has made some very high quality videos, and I actually started watching his content several years ago because he focuses on city buildings, specifically modulars. And he and I also share the love of classic space. And he is one of the few people that has managed to put multiple colors of classic spacemen together, despite facing several challenges with certain pieces that Lego has kind of made it like a scavenger hunt to put them together. So please, everybody in the chat, please help me welcome on our good friend, Jacob, aka Kiwi Modulars. What's going on, Jacob?
Hey, everybody. Great to be here.
Well, okay, we got to get this out of the way. I know you're in a new space, but holy smokes, your new space already looks amazing.
Thank you. This is, for anyone watching who hasn't watched my content before, I literally moved house about 3 weeks ago. I bought a house in this economy, crazy, but managed to do it. And I've got a dedicated Lego space now. I'm not using like a spare bedroom. So a lot more room for activities. It's great. It's still a work in progress. I've got like no minifigures, no cars on the shelf, but I made sure to put the buildings up and a few lights just to make it look a little pretty for today. But this is its debut.
If you hadn't said anything about the cars and minifigures, I wouldn't have even noticed. You can't even tell.
Damn it. I exposed myself.
Well, I mean, how did that come to fruition? Like buying a house is no joke in this economy. Has this been something you've been planning for a while?
Definitely a while. It was probably like middle of last year. Me and my partner, we've been renting since we left home in like 2021. So like 4 or 5 years. And last year we decided, there's a few things that we couldn't do in our rental, like get a cat or drill things into the wall. And we're like, well, if we want to do that, we're going to have to buy a house. So we hustled, we saved some money, and we started our house buying journey in January. We got back home at Christmas time and started looking. And almost within 2 weeks, we'd put an offer down and got accepted.
That's amazing.
Which moved a lot quicker than we thought. We thought we'd be still looking by now, but nope. Here we are.
Well, congratulations to you and your partner on that. That is amazing. You bought a modular.
The first thing my workmate said was, "Oh my gosh, a real life Lego house." I'm like, yeah.
So now that you have more space, I'm sure you're excited for more opportunities for videos and creating content and everything, which is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm so excited to just have the ability to move. It was also perfect timing because in my previous place, I could only fit 2 shelves. Literally, the width of my room was 2 of these shelves behind me. I've been able to get a 3rd shelf. The roof's a little lower, so we've had to change things up a bit, and the taller buildings are a shelf lower. But I think it adds a bit of funkiness to the background. But yeah, more room to put more modulars on the shelf and get some more mocks in there. So I'm so excited for that.
That's what it's all about. So really quick, we got some great people here in the chat. I see a lot of people saying how much they love your content and they recognize you and everything. But for the people that maybe don't know who you are, give them the 30-second spiel, how long you've been making videos and what's your channel all about.
Oh, 30 seconds is tough because much like everyone who's been on today, I'm a yapper.
That's okay.
But I was like a lot of people. I was into Lego as a kid, and then when I transitioned into high school, I fell out of love with my Lego. And it was when I got my first job at 19 or 20 is when I had adult money, and I was like, I want to buy a Lego set. So I went all out and I bought the UCS Death Star at the time, the round one. And then a few years later, I went to at the time, it was the only Lego store in New Zealand. And that's where I saw the Modulars. I was like, oh, Lego's come quite a way. These are pretty freaking cool. And I got home from that holiday, bought one, and the rest is history. Got a lot of modulars after that. But it was like 6 months after buying my first modular, I started getting into watching a lot more Lego content. I was watching a lot of other creators like Brixie, Holly on Film, those kind of creators. I was like, these guys are making really cool content. And I missed the most important detail. I work in video. I'm a videographer as a daytime job.
That makes sense.
So in my head, I'm like, I know how to make videos. I like Lego. Why don't I just combine these two together? And it was like December 2022 that I was like, let me just try this out. Post a few videos. Not going to tell anybody I'm doing this, not because I don't want them to know. It's just, let's just see where the algorithm takes it. And well, now here we are.
And you've come quite a long way, and that makes sense because the quality of your videos are very good.
Thank you. That's my that's what I pride myself in there. Being a videographer by trade, I am very grateful to have the knowledge and the background and camera, lighting, and editing skills that really helps elevate my videos. And I really tried to use that as my standout point in the space, because there's obviously so many other Lego creators. But if I can just take the quality up a notch to a point that I'm happy with it, then things are great.
Yeah, you actually inspired me because I remember when I found your videos, I watched you were doing a couple of videos with like the small city, like the shelf city thing.
Yes.
And that blew my mind because like you mentioned Brixie and you mentioned some of these other creators, and I always pictured like Lego cities as like, you know, these big, you get the big tables and everything. So when I came across your video with like the shelf city, I think there was like the video where on the thumbnail that you're like looking up and it's got like the shelf city.
That was my very first long form video. I put a lot of time into that. I think I spent a good like few weeks mashing that video together because I was just like, I want to make a good first impression as my first long form video. But yeah, that was the other, I guess, standout point. There's a lot of table cities out there in the space. We got Brixie and everybody else, but very few shelf cities. I was inspired by not everyone has a warehouse like Brixie.
No, it was just funny because I was like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna talk about like Alex Nunez or anything. It's like, everybody else.
Sorry, off the top of my head, I can't.
No, I get not many people have a warehouse, so yeah, 100%.
There was the only creator that I can remember off the top of my head at the time of having a shelf city was Shy. Shy Time is my time. He has a really nice compact shelf city in his little filming space. And I saw him do that. I was like, brilliant. I'm going to take a few notes from this. And at the time, I only had room for one shelf. So I took advantage of that. And slowly expanded. Moved house, got a second shelf. Moved house again, got a third shelf.
There you go. That's how you do it. Well, in the midst of all the chaos of, you taking your video talents, combining it with your passion for Lego and getting one more shelf at a time, our good friend Rio Bricks is in the chat, and he brings up another great point. Sometime along the way, you were able to get accepted into the Lego Ambassador Network. So feel free. I mean, if you would like to talk about that, I'm curious, like just to hear the journey behind that. Like, did you apply once and get accepted? Or I know several people have had to apply multiple times. And what made you just want to join the Ambassador Network?
Well, the whole point of me starting my Lego, making Lego content, it was purely, and it still is, purely just something fun to do on the side outside of work. Because I make videos from 9 to 5. It's all commercial stuff. So I want to be able to make videos for fun and for me outside of work. So that's how my Lego journey began, and it still is that way. But when it came to LAN, it was I just applied on a whim. I think I was was looking at the requirements. I think it was everyone was applying, I keep seeing stories like, oh, just applied for land, just applied for land. And I thought, oh, I wonder what the requirements are for this. And it was like, have to be making content for a year, have to be posting consistently, have like an engaging audience. I was like, okay, I think I've done that. Let me just apply. I spent the whole day writing out my application. Like I spent far too, like overthought it the entire time. I was like putting in so much effort, and like I literally a whole day filling out this form. And then it wasn't for another 6 months because I applied so early in like February, and then found out in July. And I'm very grateful. I got accepted first time.
Wow.
I really used my points of I'm in New Zealand. There's no other, there's not too many other Lego creators here, let alone any doing them to a high production quality like myself. So I use those as my real standout points.
Well, I mean, you got to work the cards. You got to work the strengths. Absolutely.
Exactly. I was like, it was like a job interview. It was like I was selling myself to Lego and like the way I had to talk about myself, which felt really out of character because I definitely consider myself humble and I can't take compliments at all. But I was very grateful to get accepted, and it's been cool. It's been almost like a year and a half, 2 years, I think, since I've been in there.
Oh, wow.
2 years in July, I think. Yeah. It's gone real quickly.
Well, no, I mean, congratulations. It's not an easy thing to do. There's a lot of people who have to try multiple times, and some people don't get in. So clearly there was something that Lego saw in what you brought to the table. So you should be very proud of carrying that title. And I was going to ask too, I mean, what's the Lego YouTube scene in New Zealand looking like these days?
There's a few creators out there. I'm friends with quite a few of them because New Zealand's so small. We're all pretty closely tied together. But not too many. There's a big Lego community here in New Zealand, but it's very offline. There's not a lot of creators. There's a lot of people who love Lego, but they're definitely just prefer to keep it to the lugs and the community offline, or maybe in private Facebook groups. There's not too many creators publicly making videos in New Zealand.
I mean, that makes sense. I actually, when I was in the Navy, I spent 3 months in Australia, and like we saw New Zealand. So like I know where it is. Yeah, well, we were supposed to actually go to New Zealand. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I was frozen on that one comment, and I didn't realize that you guys have just been talking this whole time. Yeah, the spacemen are beautiful. But anyway, we were supposed to go to New Zealand, and then we got last-second orders to not go to New Zealand. So I've always been really bummed that I haven't been able to go because I've heard nothing but amazing things about New Zealand. But that's pretty cool that there's more creators and that there is actual lugs in there and a full Lego community.
Yeah, I'm part of a lug myself, so I get to go to these meetings and catch up with creators one-on-one, and not creators, just Lego fans one-on-one and chat and just talk about it all. We have the monthly meetings at my lug. It's great just to catch up in person and talk about Lego. It's great.
Yes, Velvet. I know New Zealand is real. Yeah, maybe the way I said that wasn't the best.
Rumor has it.
Yeah. I know how far away it is, so I also appreciate that we're able to even have this conversation right now.
It's just for reference. I mean, the sun's beaming through my windows right now, but it's nearly 3 p.m. in the afternoon, so it's not that bad. But it is Sunday, so I'm in the future right now. That's
okay. We'll work with that. Now, with your specialty and your favorite passion being modulars, the big modular was Shopping Street this year, and it took a lot of heat. What was your thoughts on it?
I can understand the heat. Tudor Corner is, if not my favorite, maybe behind the tickets office, because that's like the GOAT. But Tudor Corner was an amazing set. It is really hard to follow that one up. And I think on its own, Shopping Street does look a little bland in comparison. But I don't know if you can see it. I don't actually know where I put it because I've only just set this up. Where the heck did I put it? Either way, what I was going to say is it looks great when it's blended in with other modular buildings. But I think on its own, it does look a little boring. I like the interiors. I like what they've put inside. A lot of people were comparing it to the boutique hotel, and I see that. I thought the same thing. It looks great with other modulars, I think, and it looks nice on the shelf.
I mean, I agree 100%. We haven't had the opportunity to pick it up yet, but I think that a lot of the heat was unnecessary, but I also think that it also followed up a very beautiful one with Tudor Corner, which was just hard to
Yeah,
top.
Tudor Corner it's so pretty. I don't know where the heck I put it. I'm trying to find it. Where the hell did I put Tudor Corner? Oh, right here behind me. It's kind of right there.
Oh yeah,
I love the red roof, and I don't know, the colors just look so nice. And I think because Shopping Street maybe wasn't as colorful, I love a colorful modular. Following up on that it was definitely a tough one to do, but props to the designer. I mean, I could never design something like that, so I can't really critique it too much because I would not know of how to done it any better.
Now the modular, like, you know, obviously for most of you guys in the chat, you may probably know and understand we get the one big modular a year, but Lego kind of sneaks some other modulars in. I can see you got Avengers Tower back there, Daily Bugle, your sitcom complex. So do you go after everything modular, or do you just kind of like, you get the main ones and then you pick and choose the others?
Absolutely. If there's a modular compatible set, then it's coming home with me. I've got there's a couple of sets that I've actually put on the shelf. Like someone mentioned it in the chat that the Twilight house would be a great modular. I've actually put it on my bottom shelf. It's out of frame, but I would love to make a base plate for that is modular, you know, like blends in with the rest of the modulars. And also the BrickLink Designer antique shop, I've got that just there as well. I want to put that on a base plate too. But yeah, obviously with the likes of Avengers Tower, Sanctum Sanctorum, they're not official modulars, but they're modular compatible. So I'm absolutely picking those up. Yeah,
so you got the botanical garden back there and everything.
Yeah, that one too. That was a pleasant surprise to see that. I was like, wow, this is great. And it's very big. It takes up a lot of space.
No, it's kind of just perfect timing with all the BrickLink talk these last couple of days. And you did mention the antique shop. Are you going to be picking up any of the Series 10 sets? I mean, we got the Firehouse and the Space Cafe.
That Space Cafe looks so cool. At first, I gotta say though, at first I thought there was a new color of Classic Spaceman in there, but I think it might just be orange because I believe they can't use like new colors or upcoming colors and stuff. But it looked like a different shade of yellow, and I got so excited. I preemptively posted on my story, like, oh my God, there's a new Spaceman color, but I think it might just be orange and the lighting made it look weird. But I'm definitely going to pick that up regardless. It kind of reminds me of, I mean, it's like a space version of the diner in a way, which I think looks so cool. And I'm absolutely going to grab that. Yeah, and I've got the Art Factory on the way as well. The Art Factory from the last series too. That looks really fun. And I can't wait to put that on the shelf.
Yeah. No, the Space Cafe is so cool. I was ecstatic when I found out that they were coming.
I saw it on the stream. You were out of your seat. You were like, oh! I was like, that's the kind of reaction I love to see.
I just really wanted it, and I didn't know because like there's more backstory to why I was so excited. It's just because I have been so wrong. Like for the last 5 or 6 BrickLink series, like I know everybody's upset today because like there's certain ones that they didn't get picked that they wanted to get picked, but I've been wrong for like 4 years, and like nothing that I've ever wanted has gotten picked. So that's why I was so happy.
I only scroll through the first few pages of the BrickLink votes. Because there's so many submissions. I tend to only find out when I'm like at work. So I'm like, oh, I'll go on my break and scroll through and vote for some. But I always like to see it's always like a pleasant surprise to see which ones get picked. So because I haven't actually like looked so deeply into what ones have been submitted that it's like, oh, this is great. Like I'm not waiting for, oh, I hope this one gets picked or I hope this one gets picked. I kind of just forget which ones get like submitted, and then it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the last big thing I wanted to ask you or have you discuss really quick. So since we've gotten some backstory into, your career as being into the video making and everything, and you've got the channel and you're an ambassador and you got all this stuff going for you, do you have any goals that you're okay with sharing with us? Like, where do you see Kiwi Modulars in the next 2 years, 5 years, wherever?
Well, the big goal for me this year, I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. You can do
that.
So
optimistic. We're 20, just under 25,000 away. I need to pick up the slack and actually post more to be able to help with that goal.
That would help.
But thankfully, I've got a few big hitter videos that are sort of keeping me chugging along, which is great. But in the future, like, I mean, right now, like I said, I'm a videographer full time. So I make videos from 9 to 5, and then I come home and make Lego videos from 5 to 9 is what I say. And like I said, as well, this is like just a fun thing for me. I don't like it to feel like work too much. So if I am not feeling like making a video, I'm not going to force myself to do it. I am very much when the idea strikes and it's a good enough idea, that's when I'll like go all in on it. Yeah. So that's why my long form videos are very sporadic and spread out. I do try and keep up with shorts and maybe make 1 or 2 a month. Since moving, I've not done that, but I've had a pretty good excuse, I think.
Moving is a big deal.
It really is. So long-term goals. I mean, it would be great to do this full time, but that's not realistic anytime soon, just with the space of the world and stuff. So it's fun to do on the side. It's a bit of extra pocket money that then funds the Lego again, right? So I can't complain.
Right. And the last thing I wanted to point out earlier, which I think is something that is really important in this space, and especially with your specialty in the subset being modulars and focusing on city building, I think a lot of people get the misconception, and I will soon be part of the problem because I'm trying to build, a large scale city in our studio at some point. But you show people that you can really enjoy Lego with a little bit of space, and I think that's really important because not everybody is blessed with having a lot of space. Like I lived in an apartment for a while. We've lived in small houses. So being able to maximize your space, it shines through in such a positive way in your content. And I really appreciate that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, when I first started, like that shelf, I mean, I post photos like when I get them up as memories online and stuff. But like my shelf was just one of these shelves. I picked it up because I wanted somewhere compact to store things. And then that's when I realized shelf cities were a thing. I was like, oh, I could really take advantage of just having this one shelf and go full-fledged on just one of these. I don't need a big table because I never had the space for it. And now I technically do have the space for a table city, but I still like the shelves because that's what I've started on. And I prefer the look of how compact it is. You can see everything front on. You don't have to like dig through a big 3D space to try and look for things. Right. Love the look of table spaces, don't get me wrong. But I think for my personal preference and what I like to like display in the background of my videos as a set, this is great. I think anyone can do this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Josh has a great question here before we let you go. Josh says, thoughts on other companies, modulars, etc. Or, for example, Rio Bricks, Panacea, with other influencers like Jang reviewing non-Lego modular / sets. Thoughts on reviewing / building other brick brands?
That's a good point. Those third-party brick brands are getting really, really good quality. I've seen some really cool designs from, I think it was Panacea. This is going to sound like a freaking cop-out, but even prior to being in LAN, I am a Lego purist. I just have to say that completely. Like the designs are really cool, but personally, they're just not really for me. And I have been like in that mindset prior to being in LAN as well. I have actually reviewed a Cater Bricks modular a couple of years ago, and that was really cool. It was like a Japanese cafe or restaurant of some sort. So it had some really cool builds, and there was like a really cool lamppost outside. It came with a light kit, which was sick. But yeah, I much like I'm an Apple fanboy, so I'm all in on Apple for my technology, and for my plastic bricks, I'm all in on Lego.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Everybody
has no judgment to anybody who likes the third-party brick. I see a lot of creators reviewing them and posting photos, and they look incredible, some of those designs.
I think they're good too, especially for like, obviously they're most of the time much cheaper than Lego. Lego's expensive. And I think
if you want to save a few dollars, it's the way to go.
It's important to whatever you're doing, like to build. I think that's the biggest thing. Like I'm a mostly purist person. I'm open to other brick brands, but we just haven't ventured down that rabbit hole because after we buy our Lego sets, there's no money left. So it's just
the other thing I will say is like a good chunk of, and this is another thing, like working with what you have, whether it's space or even budget. A good chunk of the modulars behind me, I actually bought used, and they came all broken down in parts, and I had to sort out the parts and build them up. And you can save a lot of money by doing that, like because especially the retired ones. If you're going to build it and put it on display, why buy a brand new sealed one? Maybe for the experience, sure. But if I can get, this is in New Zealand dollars, if I can get a Lego fire station used for $600 versus $1,000 just because it's sealed in a box, I'm saving $400 I can put towards something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
sometimes too, it kind of is redundant because like the fire brigade and some of these other ones, right? Like those brittle brown pieces, if you even buy it sealed in box, it could still be broken when you
break.
literally open the
exactly.
bag and start building some of those pieces. So it's better to part it out anyway. But no, that's another like massively good point, especially for a lot of people trying to, like, I saw somebody in the chat earlier saying most people are upset over the BrickLink sets because they come into it and realize that they missed so many other good sets in the past. And that's 100% true. But that's another example, like, don't be afraid to part something out. You can save money.
Yeah, exactly. I think what I like, the older modulars, they're so damn expensive, especially here in New Zealand. They're so hard to come by, like the Cafe Corner and the Green Grocer. It's just, you can't find them for less than 3,000 New Zealand dollars, and you can just part them out and like I don't know, you use some alternative pieces that no one's going to see on the inside to make it cheaper. Yeah. And the Ghostbusters Firehouse, that is one that I really want to get. That's like top of my white whale right now. I
bought the Ghostbusters Firehouse sealed bags open box, and I saved a lot of money. So
nice. Yeah. I'm jealous.
It's one. I've had it for so many years. I knew, I saw it, so we got it shortly after it retired, and it was already starting to creep up, and we were like, we had to move our Lego wish list around. We are like, we need to make this a priority. But in making that a priority, yeah, I missed out. Like, I don't have the Fire Brigade yet for our collection. Like, so we're missing some other bigger stuff. So you can't buy everything.
Yeah, and I don't have all the modulars either. The shelf's full, but I don't have Cafe Corner. Maybe if I win the lottery.
But there's no rush. There's no rush because you can make content on it whenever you do get it.
It's just gonna hopefully it just comes down in price eventually.
Eventually,
and it's worth the wait.
Exactly. Well, Jacob, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. This was amazing. I hope everybody in the chat got some insight. And if you haven't done so already, please go subscribe to Kiwi Modulars because we want to help him on his quest for 100K.
Also, I'm coming to Brick World Chicago this year. So anyone who's going to be there, I will be making the journey across. So hopefully I get to run into you and some of the other creators and just Lego community who are going to be there.
We have a baby, so I don't think we will be there. But hopefully you'll come out to another convention at some point. I'd love to cross paths with you.
Absolutely. But thanks for having me. It was really cool to chat and answer some people's questions. It was really cool.
Yeah, we were super honored and humbled that you reached out. So thank you so much for that, Jacob.
No problem at all. We'll catch you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy the future, and everybody make sure to subscribe. We'll talk to you later, Jacob. Oh, and by the way, congratulations on the new space.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon, man. Bye.
Catch ya.
All right, so I just realized the time. We're a little bit behind schedule, but it is what it is. Hopefully this last guest won't murder me and will still want to be friends with me after this is all said and done. But very lucky to have Jacob come on tonight, Kiwi Modulars. He has done a lot of great things here in the Lego space, and definitely makes sense now why the quality of his videos is so good, because he's a cheater. He does this for a day job. So that's why most of us probably don't do that for our day job, and that's why we have to figure out how to make the best videos in our 5 to 9 time period. But yeah, thank you, Velvet. Yeah, nothing new for me. But it's funny, we were just talking about shelf cities and, you know, putting modulars in compact spaces and making the most out of that space. Well, this next guest has done the opposite, and I absolutely love it. He's got a huge Lego city. You definitely need to go check him out. He recently hit 11,000 subscribers, and like some of the other creators we've had on tonight, he also puts out a nice variety of content, which really keeps me engaged in his channel. So as long as we get the big thumbs up, I'm sure he's about to murder me, but we did. Please, everybody, help me welcome Chris Bricks to the stream. Oh, he's got fireworks and everything. That was awesome.
I don't know where the fireworks came from, but thank you for having me. I don't know how to follow up all of these amazing people, but I'll try my best.
Dude, you totally should have rolled with like the fireworks. You should have been like, yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, next time. I'll know for next time. This is also my first time being on a live stream, actually. So this is new to me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Two rookies tonight. That's okay. Hey, you know, that's awesome. I'm really honored that you were willing to make this your first time. That is amazing. Well, Chris, I love, this is perfect. It's almost like we planned this. You got the beautiful city right behind you. So to kick things off, why don't you give everybody just a quick, you know, who you are, how long you've been doing YouTube, and why you started your channel.
Yeah, so I've been building with Lego for over 20 years now. I started with Duplo, so I've been in it since as long as I can remember. And the city itself, I started off with Indiana Jones and then Star Wars and then Ninjago and then Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And then I got my first modular building 12 years ago, almost 12 and a half years ago. And I the rest is history. You know, it just one turned into two turned into four. Then you start making custom stuff. And then now suddenly you have a massive table behind you and it's full. So
it happens.
Yeah, it does. It happens quick.
But one of the things that, and I don't want to steal all your thunder, but one of the things that I am just eating up and looking forward to on your channel is you're expanding the city.
Yeah. So I've been talking about it on and off for a while. It's been in my head for so long, and I'll mention it every once in a while just in case people forget about it. But I did literally go to Home Depot like 6 hours ago, and I bought the wood. So that's actually finally happening in like the next couple weeks. So super happy about that. I have to go to IKEA and get like table legs and stuff like that. But it's finally happening. And then we have like the downtown stuff here with the modular buildings. And then that other table is going to be more like, the only way I could describe it is like a model train layout where it's like landscapes and more open, and then maybe like a residential areas and some stuff like that.
Mm. Well, speaking of trains, the other thing that I feel like we have to talk about, and so for those of you guys who don't know, Chris designed a beautiful train that I was secretly hoping would squeak through on the BrickLink Designer program. But I want to just give you unbelievable props for designing something, submitting it, and then I know you've even tweaked it a few times for the program.
Yeah, so I started out over a year ago at this point, around the time Series 4 was going up for crowdfunding. And I was like, this Wild West train looks great, but it's almost $300, you know, and the Orient Express was also $300, and all of the other trains in recent memory have been expensive. And especially if you want to buy them now, it's even more ridiculous. If you go and buy the Emerald Knight, it's like $600 or something ridiculous, you know? So I was like, oh, I wish someone would go and make something in the BrickLink Designer program, because it feels like Lego's going to maybe do it in like 5 years from now, but I want another train now. You know, I don't have the patience for that. Right. So I was hoping someone would make one in the BrickLink Designer program. And then I had the thought of like, why don't I just make one myself? And I was like, how hard could it be? The famous last words, you know? And so I started out, I did a bunch of research on stuff that, you know, I looked at, enjoyed it as a kid, because I love trains. I have my whole life. And so I went back and I looked at a bunch of stuff that I enjoyed as a kid. And I actually have the set right here, the model. And I started off with the mail car itself. And because I was like, the actual locomotive is probably going to be a massive undertaking. So I started with this, and I went through and I wanted it to be able to be motorized, because I wasn't sure how the locomotive was going to end up. So I wanted this at a minimum to be able to have a motor and then the battery box in it. So the roof is removable. I'm sure some of you saw this on the BrickLink Designer program website. I did put this through Series 9 and Series 10, and it wasn't a winner either time, unfortunately, but I did get a lot of good feedback and a lot of support on it. So that alone is just more than enough for me. And then this is the locomotive itself here. As you can see, it's an 042, and I spent probably like 8 months working on this on and off. And the mail car I did totally digitally, and then I bought the pieces for it, and then I built it, and then I had to tweak a couple of things just because doing it digitally doesn't always translate so well to the physical world. Right. But this I went through, I just broke part of it, but ignore that.
Luckily you put it together, so you know where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. So the locomotive, I did a little bit digitally, and then I would bring it into the real world, build it physically, and then just see if the wheels could navigate Lego tracks, and then see if the thing actually worked and if it was kind of smooth. And then I went back digitally, I designed a little bit more, and I brought it back, and then I went back and forth. And I spent probably like a good 4 months on just this, on top of all the YouTube stuff that, you know, obviously I have been doing on a regular basis.
Yeah. And actually, so I saw several comments on the BrickLink videos that we've done on our channel saying that they wanted trains to get through. And I wanted to like personally give you that feedback. Like, there are people who want this train, and there are people that want cheaper trains, because what you mentioned about them being expensive is a huge problem. I mean, you look at all the trains that Lego is offering directly, like the Arctic train, the high-speed passenger train, the what's the other one that just came out? Oh, the police heist train. Like, they're all expensive, and people want trains, but we're not made of money. So I was really hoping your design would get through, but I also wanted to like encourage you, and you know, some other people are saying like how much they love your design. Like, please keep putting it up through the designer program, because I think it will get picked eventually. It's just based on the leaks and rumors, like there are more trains coming this summer from City. So I think that's why Lego didn't pick any trains. Like, they let a train station squeak through for Series 10, but they didn't let any trains get through.
Yeah, I've heard about those leaks and rumors too, and I'm very excited to see how those turn out, because I'll probably end up buying them anyways, but if they look good, that's a nice bonus too, you know? Having them actually look good and then be on this layout, because I do have a full loop of track here. That was a main priority for me.
Yeah.
In the city, it was for one, to display the modular buildings, and then for two was to have a full loop of track. That was a big thing for me. And I got my first Lego train that came with track was the blue cargo train from, I want to say 12 years ago at this point. Wow. And so that came with a full loop of track, and they used to give you like a switch and then like extra stuff with it. Nowadays, if I'm not mistaken, the newer city sets have, if you're lucky, you get a few straights and then like that's it. You don't really get switches anymore.
It's not much track. Yeah,
they
kind of skip out.
Exactly. So that blue cargo train was great for me. It was a great starter set too, and then that really just catapulted everything, because I was a fan of trains before, like I said, but to bring it into the Lego world and to really combine everything was really fun.
Was that the Maersk train?
No, I wish, but no.
Oh no, it was a different blue cargo train. Okay.
Yeah, it was a city set. It was like an all-in-one starter set. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that Maersk train is like one of my like dream holy grails. I'm like secretly hoping, since they just brought back a Maersk container ship, that they would do another Maersk train, but we'll see. Probably not.
Yeah, I hope so, but you never know.
So obviously you're passionate about trains, passionate about city building. Is that like what you mainly focus on with? I know that's what you focus on mainly with your content, but is that pretty much all you focus on with Lego entirely?
Yeah, so the city stuff is what I spend like 95% of my time with, and it's what I enjoy mainly. You know, the modular buildings, I make a lot of custom stuff, and I try and post videos about that too. And the other 5% is usually ends up being Lord of the Rings, but the channel is like a city channel, and the people that are watching my videos probably aren't coming to me for Lord of the Rings. So having that separation of saying this Lego is, I don't want to say for work, but you know, for the channel, and then the Lord of the Rings stuff is for me. Like, that's how I can live the hobby. That's how I can enjoy the hobby.
That's important though.
Yeah. So I did get Rivendell a few months ago. That was, I cashed in all my insiders points on that, and I was like, this is for me. I'm going all out. I'm gonna enjoy this. And so that was like my that was my big personal purchase.
No, you deserve it, because you work so hard on your videos and everything. And roughly how many videos do you put out a week, like short form, long form? Because I think you do a little bit of both, right?
Yeah, so I do both. I mess around with different quantities each week, but for the most part, it's usually been, for recent memory, it's been 3 videos a week and 4 shorts a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a long form video, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sundays are shorts. Wow. As a perfectionist, holding myself to that schedule with 0 exceptions means that I can actually keep putting stuff out. Because if I allowed myself to take my time with each video, then you'd be lucky to see me like 3 times a year.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So even if something isn't done, I still post the video anyway. And so that way, because when you're totally happy with something and you're totally finished with it and you're satisfied with it, at least for me, you're not as open to feedback on it, you know, because you're personally happy with it. You've closed that project in your mind and you can move on. But when it's not done and you kind of just put it out there and say, you know what, I'm going to show it to people and kind of see what they think, then that's when I can get the feedback and the constructive criticism to say, hey, you know what, I think this looks good, but you could do this instead. You could change the color of this to red instead of blue. You could make it taller. You could add a 3rd floor. You can have a step up into the building and stuff like that. So all of those comments really help, and I do read every single comment on the channel. So to get feedback like that is honestly probably one of my favorite parts about making videos like this.
Yeah, I think that was the first time that we were able to interact. I think I left a comment on your video, and I think you responded to it within a few hours, which was amazing. And that's really important, like, because not every Lego YouTuber does that. And I think that just shows how much you care about what you're doing, you care about your community, and you're passionate about, letting your community know that you care about what they have to say, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Now with what was I gonna say? With making your videos every single week, like, how do you balance it all? Like, that's a lot. Like, to do like 3 to 4 long form and then the short form. Like, I can't do that. Like, some weeks I am struggling to put out like 2 videos. So that's a lot that you're able to manage.
Yeah, so I do a lot of it on the weekends, and then so the way that I started is pretty much what I'm still doing now, which is it was so daunting for me to think of creating something like everyone else has talked about on this stream tonight. There's a lot of other people that make videos, not just Lego, but in general. YouTube probably has tens of thousands of videos put on every single day, just brand new videos. And so to compete with that and to create something, it's such a mental block for me that I didn't know where to begin. And so I took this and I said, I'm going to be doing this anyways. This is my hobby. This is what I love to do.
Right.
And so I'm just going to document what I do. So instead of creating something, I'm just going to show my process. And then I think that raw authenticity is what really got people subscribed in the first place. And then that's essentially what I do each week. And so I'll do a little bit at night and, I just kind of like tinker with stuff. But the bulk of what I film is on the weekends.
Yeah. And I think that's important to show, having that authentic nature, because people can relate to that. It's not relatable to see. I mean, the big channels are the big channels for a reason. They got to where they are because they put in the work when they were small, and then medium, and then they got big. But for a lot of us, when we're still in our small stages, I feel like a lot of people can really relate to that. And I've heard you say a lot of things in your videos that I find myself drawn to, where you're like, all right, I got a budget for this, or I don't have money for this yet. I'm saving up my points. Like, instead of buying this set now, I'm going to focus on parts. Like, I've heard you make a lot of those comments, and I think that's awesome too.
Yeah, I try and be very open and honest with people and say, like, yeah, I would love to buy this set. Like, a lot of the BrickLink Designer program stuff, I think the Wild West train station is really cool, but it wouldn't really fit in the city. I mean, I could probably make it work, but
yeah,
it would have to go on a shelf ultimately. And then, like, for one, that's shelf space. And for two, that's money, and it's just ultimately I could be spending money on pieces like you do. And, I could buy pieces, I could buy a new set. And so ultimately it's just, I have to make that balance of, is it worth it?
New tables for expansion.
Yeah, new tables. The reason why it's been taking so long is also because wood isn't cheap, Yeah. And so it's been a whole process to budget that on top of the Lego so I can continue making consistent content and then also expand the city so then I can have new ideas and new content and stuff like that.
And you mix up the content too, which I think is good. Like, it's not just city. Like, you did a great video. I think you actually posted your video last night about the BrickLink Designer program sets. You got yours out really quick, which was also impressive.
Yeah, I try and rotate through topics, because if you watched like the same style of video for 6 days in a row, or for 6 uploads in a row, you'd be like, okay, like, let's see something new, give me something interesting. So I try and keep it fresh and I try and change it up, and it also means that I have time to order pieces and then get feedback and try and incorporate that in to a future video. So it kind of works out that way. And then the BrickLink stuff from last night, I watched the live stream like kind of in the background, and then I went on the website and I took a quick look at them, and I was like, okay, I have a free 20 minutes. I'm going to go down and, just take a look at them, make a video. And then that whole video was pretty much just one clip.
One shot.
Like what Jacob was saying, he has a whole like setup with cameras, lights, the whole nine. I film with my phone, I removed all the friction from it. I love cameras. I love photography and film and stuff like that. But I didn't want to kind of cage myself with that and to say, I need the best lighting. I need the best this and that. I'm just using the lights in the room. It's not anything fancy. And then the phone is just for ease of use. I can just point and shoot and then just go, which is for my mentality of documenting everything, it really just kind of goes hand in hand.
But sometimes it pays to be first or one of the first people out there. Like if you put your video out 2 hours after something drops compared to like 24 hours something drops, sometimes people don't care necessarily about the quality, or the quality isn't the most important variable. They're just like, give me the news, I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, exactly. So being able to have that freedom and that lack of friction in the process to be able to just say, I'm just going to put my phone up right here. Yeah. I'm going to make a video for 20 minutes. I'm just going to talk to the camera and then cut as needed. And then like you just edit, upload, and then that's it.
And Jacob literally just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, you know, another great important thing that you just said to anybody who's thinking about starting a channel or wants to maybe further expand on content they started in the past, like our phones have such good cameras now, and they have, you know, multiple cameras. You can zoom and do all kinds of stuff. You don't need to get a fancy camera. So, and you're living evidence of that. Like your channel is thriving and you're using your phone.
Yeah, I heard a saying that the best camera you have is the one that you carry with you. So this is living evidence of it, you know, and I try, and I'm not great at filming in public. You know, it's, for one, it's kind of awkward for me. And for two, I get caught up in the moment. Like I went to Bricks and Minifigs last weekend with a couple of friends, and I was like, oh, I'm going to like make it like a little vlog style of video. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah. And I got home and I was like, I didn't film anything, you know?
Well, that means like, you enjoyed it. Like you had fun during the experience.
Yeah, exactly. So having to remember to pull my phone out is another thing. Because if I had a full camera with me, a full DSLR, then I would be more conscious of, you know, walking around and filming stuff. But because it's my phone, I'm going to have it with me anyways. And so it's, you know, I kind of just forget sometimes.
So Jedi Brickman, I know, you know, he's making videos and he's putting out content. He brings up a great point. It's soul crushing sometimes when you make something that flops. And I did this. I literally had this yesterday. I worked really hard. Joanna was making fun of me because I probably put in like 5 or 6 hours on that upscale minifigure video that I put out yesterday. Did not do well. Completely flopped. And I've put out videos kind of like what you just said, like did it really quick, one take, boom, and it did way more. So have you had that experience where you worked really hard on something, you put it out, and it just underperformed?
Absolutely. It happens all the time. And I feel like when I put the pressure on the video beforehand and I say, oh, this is going to be something that's really good, and I feel like I'm trying too hard, that's when it loses the authenticity and then people aren't as interested in it. So it's kind of like this weird paradox where you try too hard and then it doesn't turn out how you wanted it to. And so having that, I think, is pretty important, to just kind of let yourself do whatever it is that you want to do and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
So, oh my gosh, Ashen Flash is here, and I have been watching Ashen Flash for a very long time. So very humbled by the fact that he popped up and decided to join the stream for a second. He said, this just popped up my suggestion, saw Lan on the thumbnail. A common misconception is that you need to have a huge following to join. And yeah, I've been seeing smaller channels and smaller influencers get accepted to LAN, which is amazing. Chris, have you had any thoughts on potentially trying to join or applying one day?
I've given it a little bit of thought. I haven't fully, you know, committed to the idea of yes, I'm going to do it, or no, I'm not going to do it. You know, in theory, it's obviously it's nice to get free Lego, but it's nice to have that community to be able to have the people tell you stuff, and then you can, you know, report to Lego and say they like this set or they don't like this set because of X, Y, and Z. And so I think that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. And the new like pieces and the new colors and stuff, like New Elementary, I follow on Instagram. I'm sure some of you do too. I love what they do, and they have the new pieces and the new colors and stuff like that. And so being able to have them get the set early and then, you know, get that content out there to say like, this is a new piece and this is how you can use it in a set. That's really valuable to me, because then once BrickLink Studio updates, then I can try the piece out for myself and then, you know, kind of go from there. So that's something that I think is really cool. But there is also, on the contrary, there's value in saying I paid $330 for the botanical garden, you know, and when you compare that to the boutique hotel, I'm just using that because it's right here. I paid $230 for that, you know, so being able to say that I put my money down for that is invaluable to me. And I think it holds weight in the digital space
Mhm.
But you can obviously, if you're a land member, you can buy stuff. You don't get everything for free.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
There's pros and cons to both.
Yeah,
But
so
I think people do relate to authenticity more now, just because Lego has gotten so expensive.
exactly.
But no, I think you're doing a great job with the city, with the content, with balancing everything. And I would imagine you didn't mention it, but I'm sure you have a job or some sort of other means of income that you have to focus on while managing everything that goes into working and building up your channel.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work, but it's my hobby. I would do it anyways. And so to be able to share it with people and to have that community is just really like the greatest thing. So especially the feedback too, like I mentioned, to be able to interact with people. And then they tell me, especially on Instagram, I need to get more active on Instagram and TikTok. And I post some stuff on there, but it's not really what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's not as often either. And so I want to be able to interact with people more. And I've started doing that in my DMs and stuff. And so people DM me and say, hey, I'm building this and it's a custom train or it's a modular building and this and that. And I love that kind of stuff. It's really great. And so to be able to interact with people is really just awesome.
And you're already starting to do that. And that's something that I'm struggling with as well. Like a creator that I really enjoy watching. And like, once again, like, I don't understand how he does it. I low key think he has like clones or something. Is Mini Superheroes Today, Jonathan. Like, I don't know how he does as much as he does and is able to put out long form videos, Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, TikToks. Like, he does it all. And I'm just like, I'm literally over here. I just put it out on YouTube and I'm like, oh, wow, it did well. And then I don't do anything. And then my wife is always yelling at me to put stuff. She's like, take it, put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok. And I'm like, but it did well on YouTube. Like, I'm good, so I can relate to that struggle, but you're already taking steps to fix that or, improve on that.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I do have that strict YouTube schedule where it's the long form and the short form, but since my heart is in the long form stuff, I've been watching long form videos for almost 15 years at this point, and so I have to consciously remember to post on Instagram. I have to consciously remember to put something on TikTok. So I have to make that jump to, start doing that more often as well.
Man, I got some great people jumping in the chat. Yeah, Jonathan is a machine for sure. So Zach brings up a great point. He does it for a living. It's his only job. Time is key. Yeah, Zach, I have a lot of time on my hands right now. Like, I am not working another job. Like, I'm a full-time, like, stay-at-home dad. I have my military obligations that I'm working through, but I shouldn't have an excuse. Like, I should be able to do more, and I don't. So, but that is a very good point. Jonathan does do Lego full time, as do many people now, which is incredible. But I think it's important what you said about this being a hobby, being fun. You use Lord of the Rings as your enjoyment as part of the hobby. Now, where do you, with all that being said, like, what are some of your goals? Like, where do you want to take Chris Bricks? What do you want to see? I know you've got expansion plans with the city and probably a lot of ideas there. And we already talked about your BrickLink Designer program aspirations, but I'm sure you've got some other goals, whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to keep growing the YouTube channel. And so I think to quantify it, maybe like 20,000, 25 is a little bit of a stretch, but I think it's still in the realm of possibility. Anything more than that and you're kind of just like shooting for the stars. But I do like having at least some kind of goal out there, so then at least if you shoot for the stars, you'll land out there. So
absolutely.
That's always something good too. But I definitely want to keep making more custom stuff, because now that the city is almost full, I have, I don't know, maybe like 4 base plates that are open still. So that now trying to determine like what is important enough, like what takes precedence over other stuff. And so I definitely want to make more custom stuff for here, because I love I just got the thumbs up again. I got I love the modulars, and this started out as a way to display them, but I want to make my city more unique and more tailored to just me. And so having more custom stuff, I think, could be pretty cool. And then obviously, the expansion table, like I said, and then the other platforms as well. I definitely want to make Instagram and TikTok a priority, because I have been telling myself I'm going to do that, and it's been months and I haven't really
it's hard. It's hard because
Yeah.
each platform has its own like nuances, like the tags and the titles and the thumbnail and the cover and all that stuff. So no, I think that's awesome. And I definitely think it's weird to put, like, when you think about it, because I've talked extensively with my wife, because she is my my number one supporter, but she also does so much for our channels and everything. So I really value everything that she brings to the table, and I'm so grateful for her. But she and I were talking the other day, and I was like, it's kind of weird that we set subscriber goals, because like we don't control the number of subscribers. And I think it was Matt who just made a good point. Like, just because you put out something and it doesn't do well doesn't mean it's bad content. Like, sometimes stuff just doesn't hit the algorithm, even though it could be good, and it just doesn't reach a new audience. So you are like a perfect example. Like, you're putting out good videos, and you should grow. Like, you should reach new people, especially with the phrase Lego City is searched however many thousands of time, millions of time every single year. And I definitely think you're more than capable of getting to 20, 25, 30,000 subscribers and beyond. But if you don't get there, it's not necessarily your fault.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also try to remind myself that even if a video flops in the short term, it could still hit the algorithm 6 months down the line and then, skyrocket in views. And so that is, once it's out there, YouTube will kind of do its thing. And then eventually some of them will hit, and then it'll go like the growth. If you check the analytics, it'll kind of go like this, and then it'll just shoot up one day. And I check it on my phone pretty regularly. And then so one time, you'll see a jump in the chart, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, what is this from? And it's from a video from 6 months ago. Something that you deemed was a flop. You took a lesson on it. You said, okay, maybe this wasn't so interesting to people. Maybe this wasn't what people wanted to see. You kind of took that note and you moved on, and now people want to see that. And so kind of reversing that thought process is something as well. But even if something does flop in the moment, like let's say you got a video out that gets 200 views and you normally get like 1,000, that's still 200 people that saw it. If you had 200 people in your room right now looking at this, I'd freak out. There's 200 people in the room. Like, I
always picture like posting a video is like you just literally go outside and you just yell something, and imagine just having like 200 people run up to your front lawn. Like, it's pretty wild, like that conception. Now, Elf has a question. They said, is the Sanctum Sanctorum somewhere back there?
Yeah, it's you can't really see it back here, but it's in the back, somewhere in the back corner. I obviously have videos on the channel, so self plug here if you're interested.
That's this whole thing. This is literally self plug. Like, this is what it's all about.
So I have almost every modular building. I just parted together Market Street recently. I didn't want to pay $3,000 for it sealed, so I parted that together, and then I'm just missing the cafe corner, the green grocer, and the diner of all things. I missed out on that one. But and then the two superhero modulars I'm missing are the Avengers Tower and the X Mansion. So then once I get those, I do want to start comparing them together more often, because I really like this layout, but I kind of am married to it at this point. And so I want to kind of break from that and say, okay, I want to try some different combinations as well.
And I think the other thing I wanted to highlight on is your custom stuff. Like, I think the custom stuff will like have a lifespan of its own on YouTube, because people are really interested in that kind of stuff, especially when, like, I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I'm not at that level yet where I'm even like attempting to make different things. Like, my biggest success right now is like, I took the Space Baby and put it in other colors, like that. But that was like cheating. I just got the other bricks in different colors. Like, I didn't actually create the Space Baby. So I think if you highlight custom stuff on your channel and mix it into the city, I think that will do really well.
Yeah, that's what I try and do. And from what I've seen, because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, obviously, and from what I've seen, a lot of people just show you the finished product. Everything's polished, everything's put together, and I pretty much do the inverse of that. And I show the thought process and my kind of hiccups along the way of saying, I don't really know what to do right now. I'm going to cut the clip. I'm going to spend a few hours trying to figure this out. And then hopefully the next clip that I have some progress for you, and I have something of value to show you, and then hopefully some new building technique or something like that, But
yeah, absolutely.
The custom stuff, it can be hit or miss. Sometimes it'll take me 6 hours to do a whole building, and sometimes it'll take me 6 days. You know, you never know. So it just kind of depends on what kind of flow state you're in and what kind of pieces you have available to you and stuff like that.
Well, I think you're doing phenomenal work. I mean, the city is gorgeous. A lot of people in the chat have said, you know, some very kind things about your channel. If you guys haven't subscribed yet to Chris Bricks, definitely go check him out. Add him to your watch list and everything, because he's putting out great stuff. And I'm excited for the future, man. We are not in a position yet, unfortunately, to start our city, which is okay because we've got some other things going on. So I am living vicariously through you and some other people, because I think you're doing some great stuff. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come on tonight.
No, thank you for having me. And thank you, not just you, but to everybody for the kind words as well. The city looks like this because of you guys, you know, because I get that feedback and I get that ability to make it better because you guys give me that feedback to say, hey, you know, I think putting the bonsai tree right here would look really good. I think that was a suggestion from someone that I should add that to the city. And then I did, and people love it. You know, this is the corner when you first walk into the room. And so I had to move the desk to like right here so I can get the shot of the stuff in the background for you guys. But people love it. You know, it's something that you see when you first walk in. It's that nice pop of pink right at the front. And it's just great. And so I got that from a channel viewer, which is great. You know, I really, really appreciate all the kind words and the feedback.
So MJ Bricks has a great question. Another amazing channel that you guys should check out. He says, ask Chris, did he get his 3D printer yet?
Yeah. So that was another thing that I talked about a couple months ago, and I kind of put it on the back burner, you know, in terms of like talking about it in the videos, but I did get a 3D printer because I'm sure you've seen different sorting systems. You know, you have one behind you, and I went the 3D printed route, which I believe I first saw with Brixie, and he has all of these little cubes that have all the part types. So the drawer is a 1x1 plate drawer, and it has every little cube is a different color. And I saw that for the first time. I was like, dude, I need that. You know, that looks like a dream. And so I got the 3D printer, which again goes into the whole budget thing too. Yeah. And so I got the printer, I got the filament, and I've been slowly printing a bunch of stuff, and I've started sorting my pieces too, which is great.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm also, once the table gets set up, then all the drawers are going to go underneath it. So that'll hopefully save a little bit of space, and then I'll make a video about that too. So the table is hopefully going to be in the next week or two. The sorting system is going to be like the week after that. So I'm really excited about that. I feel like I'm getting old, getting excited about sorting and stuff like that, but I really enjoy it. You know, it's very calming to just sit there and sort pieces, especially when you have the drawer to slide out and everything is color coded. It looks great.
Yeah, I mean, we have our setup is something that we literally work on like daily, but it is sorted by part. And like eventually down the road, I do want to further sort it. Like, how can we make it like part and color within each different container? Because I've seen other channels who have gone the extra mile. Like I've seen like Tiago's stuff. I think I'm pretty sure he has his sorted by part and color, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. So behind you have you said it's by part type, right?
So like this is we took this setup and modified it from Solid Brick Studios. So he was the first one who who I saw had these bins on the iBar shelves and everything, and it's just very basic. Like we just have the part on the front and then all of that corresponding part within the bin. But we want to like further divide up the bins. It's just time consuming. So
yeah. No, I get it. It's very time consuming, but from when I was a kid, you know, you don't ever want to sort, you just want to play. And so all the extra pieces just ended up in a bin unsorted. And then like a year and a half ago, I was finally like, this is ridiculous. I can't find anything. I can't build anything because I can't find anything. So I'm going to just go through and start sorting. And I decided to start with color because I was like, I can just throw all the white pieces in a bin, all the green in a bin. And, you know, then at least if you need a green piece, then it's just, you only have to look in one bin as opposed to looking throughout the whole room.
Right.
You know, so now that it's kind of sorted, almost everything is kind of sorted by color. Now I can just go through and pick everything out and then put it in the drawers that I've been working on in the background for a few months. And then like the bigger pieces that don't really fit in drawers, I can still keep in those bins. So it all kind of works out, but it's it's coming along nicely. Which
Well, every
is
step of the
making me
way, you got to make a video. It's like tables, sorting, 3D printing. Like, please, like document it because that stuff is cool. Maybe I'll
yeah,
get
absolutely. I wanted to wait until I had something to show for it. And then because I feel like it wouldn't have been interesting, you know, to just say, oh, hey, I got a 3D printer. I'm going to show you what it looks like in 6 weeks from now, you know? So being able to kind of put it on the back burner and just keep that thought running in the back of my head has kind of kept me going and kept me like on track. Because some days, you know, you forget to print something and then, you know, another day you forget to print. And then so suddenly you're like 3 drawers short of where you wanted to be. And then so now I have a lot of pieces just like sitting in piles on the desk, which you can't see right now. And so I'm just waiting for those little cubes and then I can put them all in and then put them in the drawer and then, you know, kind of go from there.
Well, I think that's awesome. And, you know, it's just one of those things like with sorting an organization, it just gets better, you know, as time goes on, you put more work into it and constantly trying to improve it. So, but no, Chris, thank you so much for coming on. Very, like I said, humbled and honored to be your first live stream as well. So now you're good. Like I told Lauren, like she can go off, she can do all kinds of big things and join other live streams. Like you're good, man. You got it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are a great host and I had a great time. So thank you. I was also in the chat the whole time I was reading a bunch of stuff. And so you guys are great. Everybody is having a great time in here and everybody's so kind. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
That's what it's about. We need more, you know, positivity and kindness in the world. As like basic and mundane as it sounds, it's what we need more of. So, but best of luck with everything. You know, we'll of course, you know, chat here and there and stay in touch because I definitely want to keep tabs on your growth and the continuation of your Lego journey.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, have a good night.
So that was Chris Bricks, and guys, he's pretty awesome. Great conversation. Thank you to all 4 guests tonight who came on: Rio, Lauren, Jacob, and Chris. You guys were awesome. This is our first time putting this together, and I hope you guys in the chat enjoyed it. I will say this: I wasn't answering and you know, responding to every single comment that was coming in because I just wanted to give the guests, you know, their opportunity to speak and, you know, answer questions that I was asking them and just, you know, provide feedback on their journey and their channel and everything. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If this is something that you would like to see again, definitely let me know because I know there's some other creators who reached out and I wanted to keep it a little bit smaller tonight because I didn't know how it was going to go. But I know I got some information and some inspiration for things that I wanted to take and try to incorporate more into our content. And if you're out there and you've contemplated starting a channel or if you already have a channel and hopefully you got some ideas to help, you know, work on wherever you want to go, whatever your end goal is or whatever your goals that you have for yourselves, you know, hopefully you can use that to your best advantage. And if you're just a viewer, hopefully you enjoyed seeing a little bit behind the scenes of all the work that it takes to create content, and especially with a medium like Lego, which, you know, it's hard. It's very time consuming and part intensive, you know, no pun intended, but it's a lot of fun and it can be very rewarding. So thank you to the 4 guests once again who came on tonight. Josh, I appreciate you. Enjoyed the live convos. Thanks for doing this and look forward to more. Thank you, Josh. And you know, so many of you guys have been so good. You know, all 4 hosts commented on how awesome our community is. I just want to piggyback on that really quick because we do have a really special community. Like you guys have been just so welcoming to Joanna and I as we've ventured into the Lego YouTube space over the last year here. And it's just been a tremendously exciting journey so far. So thank you guys for everything. And thank you to all the other creators that have supported me. Like I want to do my part to support you guys. You know, another big creator who was just chilling in the chat tonight, even though he doesn't do a lot of YouTube, I see that he does some YouTube here and there. He's huge on Instagram, and you guys definitely need to go check out Big Zach's house. You know, he puts out a lot of important things on his Instagram page, talking about some, you know, time sensitive topics and some other things that, you know, some people might shy away from, but I really admire his honesty and the type of content that he puts out. So he's someone that I would encourage you guys to go follow on Instagram. And I'm thinking about doing some other nights where we maybe highlight like some Instagram creators and have them give us their perspective on like the state of Lego and how they make their content and what challenges they face. And same thing, I'm also contemplating, you know, I've been working with a lot of rebrickable designers, and I'm thinking about, all right, you know, how could I put together like a cool rebrickable stream where I bring on some of these people that I've been working with for these last few months, and we hear their side of the story of like what's going on in the Lego space. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities here, and I think just getting community engagement and giving us as much perspective as possible into everything that's going on in this space is really interesting, or at least I find it interesting. So how small of a channel can appear as a guest? You could have 1 subscriber. My only ask is that if you are a small channel and you want to come on, that you're just somebody who is posting regularly and just taking it. I hesitate to use the word seriously, but you care about it. It's not something like, oh, I posted a video last year and, you know, I'm thinking about posting a video this year. You know what I mean? Like, just somebody who is like just posting regularly, if that makes sense. But no, I'm open to, like, I started small. I mean, we're still very small, but you know, we started at 0 subscribers last year, and you know, I have aspirations to grow the channel and everything as much as we can. Just like our 4 guests, they have their aspirations. But I think it's always important that no matter where you are in your creator journey, 100 subscribers, 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million, that you always turn around and say like, hey, how can I help the next person? Because I'm sure at some point along the journey, somebody has helped you. So I just think it's important to try to help each other. So you're awesome. Appreciate the kind words. Had a fun 20-ish minutes watching. We'll tune in more next time. I appreciate you, Zach. Absolutely. Appreciate you so much. Another fellow Pennsylvania creator. What advice would you give my 11-year-old nephew who wants to be a Lego designer when he grows up? Well, so I myself am not a Lego designer. So probably be a better question for somebody who has, you know, gotten to that portion. I know Tiago was a Lego designer for the Lego group. But if you're 11-year-old nephew, I guess my best advice, like, I would just have him just continuing to stay up to date with what's going on with the Lego group. You know, where are they expanding to? What types of sets are they putting out? What new pieces are they putting out every single year? Because that's a big thing right now. Like, Lego is focusing on a lot of new parts, new colors. They're making the sets more intricate and, you know, less bigger pieces because they want to give everybody, for the most part, a better building experience. So maybe focus on that, because if you're a set designer, I would imagine that you need to understand the parts that Lego has, the colors that they work with, and their techniques for building pretty closely. So I would start there. I mean, he's only 11 years old. You got plenty of time. And then I would also just study, like, what's the best track? Like, is going to get a degree in architecture, you know, ideal? Or should you go get a degree in marketing? Or should you go get a degree in studying, like, you know, how toys are made, or, you know, like something from that angle? Like, there's so many different avenues I'm sure you could go that would land you a designer job at Lego. So just, you know, trying to find somebody that has made it that far and maybe pick their brain a little bit. That's just my advice, coming from somebody who doesn't work for Lego, who has never designed anything in his life, and just has a passion for Lego. So hopefully that helps at least get the gears moving for him. So if only you were a Flyers fan instead of a Rangers fan. Well, I don't hate myself, Zach, so I'm going to stay a Rangers fan, although, man, the Rangers season has been one of the worst seasons they've had in a long time. But, you know, I don't hate the Flyers. Like, I'd go to a Flyers game. I wouldn't rock a Flyers jersey, but like, I hate the Devils. So, like, that's where I'm at there. But I would gladly go to a Flyers game. I don't know how you have the time to do all the great custom as well builds and the YouTube content. Recent subscriber, but the content is top notch. Well, thank you, the Orange Army. I really appreciate that. It's been tough. I actually do have to let you guys go here in a minute or so, because it's my turn to go take care of Sophia. Big shout out to my amazing wife. She has flexed her sleep schedule around so much for allowing me to run this channel as well as our other channel and everything, and allowing us to make the videos. So I can't really take all the credit. A lot of the credit goes to her. We powwow for, you know, creating the videos and everything. And also, I have to add, my amazing younger sister-in-law who's living with us right now. She has also been a huge contributor into allowing me to, you know, run the channel and be able to make as many videos as possible. So you really can't do things like, you know, raising a baby, raising a kid without family members helping you along the way. So I'm very grateful for Joanna and Isabel, but I'm also grateful to you guys for watching the videos and supporting the channel as much as you have so far. So yeah, absolutely, Lauren, would love to have you on. You're welcome anytime. Never be that person who pulls the ladder up behind you. If you get what I'm saying, always help others. Rising tide. Yeah, the rising tide raises all ships. The first person I actually heard say that was Shy. And I was like, man, that is so true. And yeah, there's just so many great people in this community. I like the Flyers when Yager was there. You know, Yager is my favorite player, Orange Army. So it's crazy out of all the players that you said that. Number 68, man. Same as the Wolfpack. We're not doing so hot. Well, that makes sense. I love the way you were expanding the community in such a great way. Well, thank you, Brickabee. I know there was a couple of comments you made that I wasn't able to highlight. So I really appreciate everything you do with your channel and being a supporter of ours, Brickabee. Like, you are awesome. Red Wings all the way. Thank you for answering my question. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, go Avs. Got a lot of hockey fans in the house. Went to MSG a couple years ago, wore my Flyers jersey. Rangers were playing the Avalanche. You probably still got booed, honestly. But that's kind of awesome. Thanks for putting this together. It was insightful to watch. Yeah, another channel that we were hoping to have on tonight was Real Brick Bandit. He does some great stuff over on his channel. I will, once the stream is wrapped up, I'm going to link your channel down below, Real Brick Bandit, along with the others. He said he had some technical difficulties, so that's why he wasn't able to come on. But yeah, there's a lot of great channels out there, and I think if we work together, collab in little ways like this, you know, it's only beneficial for everybody. So once again, huge shout out to everybody that came on tonight, and huge thank you to everybody that stayed so long. We had a great audience, which was phenomenal. Yeah, Yager's played everywhere. So yeah, he was like 2 teams shy of playing on every single team in the entire league. But I'm exhausted because we did a lot of stuff in the last 48 hours. So I'm going to go hang out with baby Sophia and just relax for the rest of the night. But we will, of course, have more videos out on the channel next week. If you guys did enjoy, we did 2 live streams in the last 48 hours. Appreciate all the support. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please let me know in the comment section below. All the feedback is welcome because I would love to put this together again in the future. But with that being said, have a fantastic weekend. Don't stop shooting until you score, and we will see you all very soon. Thanks for coming out, guys. You were amazing. Good night.